KVVP, Leesville, DeRidder, Fort Polk, today's country, 105.7.
Back here at McKee-McCain Stadium, where we are moments away from kickoff between the Rosepine Eagles and the Grand Lake Hornets. Rosepine captains out there today, Jackson Carter and Caleb Schlittenhard. A host of Hornets out there. Marcus Brothers, number 75. Looks like Luke Wainwright out there as well. And it's number 64, Everett Briggs out there. And looks like the quarterback, J.J. LeBeau, out there as well. I believe that's number 10. As the coin toss, I missed it last week, Coach. I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah.
I was worried about what time we were going on air, and then we had some sound issues, but seemed to be good here. Beautiful night again. Just wish the weather was a little bit cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice.
I was going to say, I was about to panic. I didn't hear you, but you didn't have your mic up to your face there. They're showing them the coin out there again. Rosepine in the military green uniforms with the white numerals, black pants, white helmets with that R with the claw that I love so much.
Yep.
It's back. And it looks like Grand Lake wins the toss. I believe he said receive.
Yep.
So Grand Lake will receive the football, so we'll see the Eagle Deans first. And we are moments away from football here at McKee-McCain Stadium. Got a good Thursday night game in the NFL tonight too, Coach.
Yeah.
I'm actually upset that it's on Thursday night. These games aren't supposed to be on Thursday night, the good ones. They're supposed to be on the Sunday night broadcast.
Yeah, and then it's on prime time.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. I got that, Coach. I can hook us up.
Yeah.
Figure it out. So, again, the Eagles will kick off going from left to right on your radio dial. They'll be kicking off towards the school as fans still filing in out here.
They're still coming in, Sean.
Keelan Vasquez and aforementioned running back Charles McFarland back there.
I sure thought Grand Lake would bring a lot more people.
Coach, they might have got stuck in that DeRidder traffic, that 6 o'clock traffic down there downtown DeRidder. Jackson Carter to kick it off for the Eagles.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to kick it to McFarland.
He's got it teed up at the 40, and we are underway here. This was going to be caught by Vasquez at about the 24. He slips, gains ground, and now he is loose. He's got one man to beat, breaks a tackle, and it's a foot race to the end zone. He's at the 30, the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Grand Lake takes the opening kickoff back.
80 yards, Sean.
And, again, that's not ideal to start there as the issues on special teams happened a couple of weeks ago. At Manny, there were a couple of plays there, but, again, just kind of an individual effort there. Vasquez goes 80 yards, and Grand Lake strikes first. And they will send out kicker Luke Wainwright, who was 3 for 6 on his tries last week against East Bow, but he was pretty good last year for him. And, again, the opening kickoff ran back by Grand Lake. If you're joining us late, they are lining up to kick the extra point. That's not how you want to start. So Wainwright lining up to kick the extra point. Snap is good. Hold is down, and the kick is good. So, opening kickoff, Keelan Vasquez puts the Hornets on the board first. 13 seconds in, Grand Lake leads Rosepine 7-0. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Some call it over-planning. At Shawson Gas, we call it foresight. Be prepared for the next power outage with a Generac home standby generator. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Generac, it's not just a generator, it's a power move. Be prepared this hurricane season and call Shawson Gas at 337-239-2719 to get in line for your new Generac home standby generator. Financing available. Shawson Gas, located at 1107 South 5th Street in Leesville. Ask about their monitoring services for generators and propane tanks.
Steakhouse in DeRidder. Open daily at 11 a.m. They are ready to serve you juicy burgers, delicious chicken dishes, and cut daily.
So not how the Eagles drew it up. Definitely not how me and Coach drew it up, but Grand Lake takes the opening kickoff back 80 yards.
Veggies or any of their many side selections.
To the house.
Watch your favorite sports teams on their mini TVs while enjoying an ice cold draft beer or their many popular drink specials. Double D Steakhouse, located on Highway 171 in DeRidder. for great
Grand Lake
food,
doesn't even have
great
to play
drinks,
offense,
and
and
a
they're
great
already up
time.
7-0.
Are you
Now the
paying
Eagles
your bank to
behind the
hold
eight
your
ball
money?
here. They'll be
If
getting
so, it's time to make the switch to a bank with
And
totally
Janice
free
Wainwright
checking.
doing
Sabine
the
State
kicking
Bank
duties
offers
for
free checking with no fees,
the
no
Hornets.
minimum balance, no balance requirements,
Eagles
no
have
analysis
Jaden
fees,
Sandoval in
and
the
we
middle
still
there,
include check
25.
images in your
We'll see
statements without
where
a
they go
fee.
with it. They'll
There
kick
is
it
even
over
a free
to the
small
left.
business
I think that's
account.
Cheney over
If you
there,
really
and
want free
he'll catch it, and
checking,
he'll come
stop by
across to the
one of
near
our
sideline. He's at
convenient
the
45 locations.
25, and
Sabine
he's
State
finally
Bank. Our goal, your future
tackled there. Looks
success.
like about the
Member
27.
FDIC.
Hello, this is Sheriff Sam Kraft. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting and serving all citizens of Vernon Parish. Senior citizens need our protection and our watchful eyes. Adult taxpayers deserve law and
it
order,
looks like the
and our
27
youth need
show.
encouragement
Moving
and
it back to the
support in
25.
order to
Yeah,
succeed.
really.
The Vernon Parish Sheriff's
I'm gonna have to
Office will
disagree
continue
there.
to work with
Coach,
area law
I saw
enforcement
you at
agencies
least the
to provide
27.
a
Yeah, they
safe
don't
and
even have
wholesome
the
environment
chains,
for
right.
all of our families.
Oh, boy.
We are proud
so
to
they
serve
probably
Vernon
weren't ready
Parish.
for Grand Lake to
and call
score
it home.
either on the
It's
opening.
fall on the bend, the perfect time to enjoy the great outdoors on
Okay.
Toledo Bend.
Oh,
There we go.
Sabine River
Hi,
Authority
I'm not
invites you
crazy.
to head to
No.
Toledo
Now I gotta
Bend.
get the
Enjoy
white out.
waterfront cabins at Cypress Bend
There we
Park
go.
or RVing
But
at
again,
Pleasure Point and San Miguel Parks.
that,
There's plenty to do along Louisiana's
should've been
largest
spotted at
waterway.
27, and it
Fish,
is, and now
boat, swim,
Slade
and
Gardner,
barbecue. Sabine
freshman
River
quarterback,
Authority,
who
managing
talk a little bit more
Louisiana's
about it in
recreation
detail,
destination.
is
And
in
this
the gun
holiday
with
season,
Devin
plan a
Janice
visit to Cypress Bend
right
Park
behind him.
for festive holiday lights along the
They'll
bend.
hand it off
Sabine
to
River
Janice. He's got a
Authority
hole.
brings
He
Toledo
slips through
Bend
and
to life.
drags a couple of defenders with
Dale
him.
Peterson
Coach, really
Pharmacist
similar
at
to
the
last week.
staff
They
at
opened yard
Rosepine
game,
Family
moved the
Pharmacy
chains.
are proud
First down
supporters
Eagles.
of the road to the
I was talking
championships.
to
Rosepine Family Pharmacy
assistant coach
knows that
Seth
the
Ducote
combination of
earlier, and he saw
academics
some
and
stuff on
athletics
film.
help
He
young
said a lot
people
of Grand
become
Lake's defensive
well-adjusted
linemen kind of
citizens.
crash in. They should
Open
be able,
Monday through
in that
Friday,
zone
8 to
blocking
5.
scheme, to get
Call
some,
337-462-0177.
pick the spot and go.
Serving the community since
Right there, first
1985.
down, right
Choose
from the
your
jump.
hometown pharmacy
As Gardner
to fill your
goes right back to the well.
prescription
He's looking
needs.
for some running room there. He's going to be bottled up. And with better penetration up front by the Hornets.
Welcome to Cutter's Sports Bar, where every play is a win and the
Eagles will
food
play a
is
2nd and 9 here,
unbeatable.
opening
Enjoy a quick bite
minute
from our
of
new
the first
value
quarter.
menu,
If you
or
joined us
choose from
late,
one of our
Grand
hometown
Lake took the
favorite
opening kickoff back
dishes.
80
It's
yards
flavor you can
with
bet on.
Vasquez.
And don't miss karaoke
Ran right
every
through the
Thursday
middle.
night from 6 to 11 p.m.
Put the
Cutter's
Hornets
Sports
up
Bar,
first here.
an
Now the
all-around
Eagles look to the
slam
sideline.
dunk.
Cole Hayes here to the near side. Right to left in the H-back position.
Must be 21.
Barksdale Federal Credit
And we'll have some
Union cares
movement
about
and-
you and your finances. That's why we offer free tools,
Can't have
like
that
free
here
financial
on
counseling,
2nd and 9. That'll
free
back the
access
Eagles
to your
up.
credit score with monitoring tools and goal settings, and a free money management tool
As we'll
so
get
you
the
can
mic
see
going
all of your
eventually, I
accounts
guess.
in one place, even from other banks. Offering more for over 70 years at Barksdale Federal Credit Union. Barksdale Federal Credit Union, celebrating 70 years. Federally insured by NCUA. And equal
In
housing
10 and a
lender.
half minutes.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good
Opening
neighbor
90
service with
seconds
surprisingly
here
great
of the
rates,
ball
you
game.
can combine your home and auto.
Eagles will play a
And guess
second
what
and
you'll
14
get?
after
That's
the
right,
penalty.
good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent David Heyman is your go-to agent in Leesville for
Gardner
service you
gets it
deserve at the
and
price you
goes to
want.
Janice
So try
here.
combining home and auto today. State
Momentarily
Farm agent
bottled
David
up. Now
Heyman
he'll
will help
bounce
you
it
mix
to
and
the
match things
outside here to the
perfectly.
near
Call
sideline.
337-239-9999 for your surprisingly
Looks
great
like he's
rates.
gonna be
Like a
bottled
good
up,
neighbor,
and you can
State
see him
Farm is
back there,
there.
and
Individual premiums will
He's
vary
able
by
to get it up
customer. All
across
applicants
the
subject to underwriting
40 to the
requirements.
Gotta
41-yard
love
line
that chicken
of
from Popeyes. No one
Grand
makes that
Lake, so
crispy
he
New
got a-
Orleans-style chicken and
about a
fresh,
gain of
fluffy
8 there.
biscuits like Popeyes.
That'll
You don't
set
need
up
a
about a
special
3rd and
occasion
7.
to enjoy the great New
10
Orleans
minutes to play here in
taste
the
of
opening quarter.
Popeyes chicken.
Eagles go
Or maybe
with
it's seafood you're
3
craving.
receivers
It's great
to the far
anytime
side.
for
So
any
Jake
meal.
Forrest out
Gotta
wide.
love that
Hayes
chicken
down to the near
and
side here.
seafood
He's
from
got press
Popeyes.
coverage on him. They're looking his way.
Popeyes, located
Now
in
Gardner
Leesville and
surveys the field.
Oakdale. Now
Sidearm
open till
throw
11.
Trying to lead Brenham Cheney, who had some space and separation. He would have been running a long ways there, and that'll
Halftime
be here at
Just
McKee
led
McCabe
him a
Stadium,
little
where
bit too far.
the visiting Grand Lake Hornets front again.
Lead
Kind of a
Rosepine
sideline delivery there, but 14-6. he's able to hit Cheney in stride,
And,
and Purple Pride going to go for a long ways, and now the punting unit, the Rosepine fans here near us, and they are in the middle of their halftime performance. Grand Lake over in the end zone near the school. Rosepine back in the locker room again. This one early looks like Grand Lake was back going there. to be Cheney gets the snap,
doing exactly
what they did to
high
Eastbo last week when they
was
won
gonna need a
45
bounce
to
here.
nothing. They took the opening kickoff. Grand Lake bouncing 80 yards before a touchdown. Before it goes, Elan Vasquez Extra point was
18-yard
good
punt.
by Luke Wainwright. Punt. And again, that took just trying to
seconds. So
kick it away from number
Rosepine
3.
has already done damage.
Seen the field yet on defense.
Now, Grand Lake
will take over for their
7,
first
so the
offensive
offense goes
possession.
out.
Had a 3rd and 7 chance to Brenham Cheney just out of reach of him. Might have been a big gain
on
there.
their own
So
43-yard line,
after the
Sean.
incompletion.
9:41
Grand
to
Lake's
play.
second drive of the game. Pretty great individual play
Grand Lake
by
with pretty
Brenham
good
Cheney,
field position
who,
here.
again, just missed a big gainer
For
on
quarterback
offense.
JJ.
Grand Lake
Lobo.
tries to go deep to Vasquez, and he had it for the moment.
Luke Wainwright
and
was
Brenham Cheney
headed
just kind
up
of
to
ripped it away
midfield.
from him, similar
They'll pitch it out
to the
quick,
Eric
and
Reed
nearly
interception back
fumbling the
against
handoff
Alabama in
there was
2011.
McFarland. I don't know how he was able
Just
to hang on. He
straight
took
up
a shot.
ripped it out of his hands.
Got about
that
3
gave
or 4,
Rosepine
but
the football
Coach, that
back.
was near disaster
They
for
were
Grand
turning
Lake there.
over
They were trying to get
after,
McFarland out on the edge. And
Yeah,
a
little
4th and
Colin
6.
Klein. He
Then Grand
put a
Lake
stick on
gets
him
the ball
right
on their
there.
own 41. They go
See
2
Colin
plays,
Klein, he is not
59
he's probably,
yards.
Actually, I can
And
guarantee
first
the
play, a
smallest guy out there, but
49-yard
he
run
was
by
able
Charles
to lay a lick.
McFarland.
I'm not sure how
That set up the
McFarland held on.
11-yard
They'll go
touchdown
play action. They'll
reception
throw it over the
by
top. Vasquez
Keelan
is there.
Vasquez,
He'll
his second
have
of the
the catch,
night.
and now it's ripped
JJ
away.
Leboeuf
What a play by Brenham
on the
Cheney.
touchdown
It's
pass
intercepted.
there to him.
He's coming back the other way, gets a couple of blocks. He's got a convoy
in the first quarter. It was
He'll be
looking
wrestled
like
out of bounds
it was going to be a
the
rout early.
45-yard line. Coach,
Then
what a play
Rosepine
by
settled
Brenham
down
Cheney. Vasquez
on
had it in
defense.
his hands. Cheney ripped it
The
away.
ensuing
Interception.
drive
and the
on
Eagles
offense
needed
after
that.
the 14-0
They'll take over
went
near midfield
for a punt.
after
Riker
an
Black had a
incredible
19-yard
play by
catch
Brenham Cheney
on that drive, but then the defense settled in.
Yeah,
They
that was
forced
a great
3-and-out
play by Cheney.
Grand Lake.
It was a great throw.
And that's when Rosepine would take over at the Grand
Vasquez
Lake
was
45
open
after they flipped
again,
the field.
really close.
And a
Just
couple of
ripped it
first
away.
down runs by
Cheney
Devin
had
Janice. And then on the
the
third
eye
one,
on
Barrett
it,
Cooney gets
and
his first
he let
action
Vasquez,
as a Rosepine Eagle
catch
this
it
season.
first, and
Didn't
then
play
he just
last
ripped
week.
it out of
We've
his
seen him
hand.
on defense and offense. He gets a carry, moves the chains, and then Devin Janice finishes off the drive with
So
a
with
1-yard
9:02 to play,
touchdown
they'll
run.
try it
Eagles'
again.
First of the season.
They'll throw a little
and the
jump
extra
out to
point was
Cheney here.
no
He's got a
good.
couple of
So
blockers. He'll
14 to
pick up
6
about
with
3.
10:45 to play in the half, and that would stay 14 to 6 as Rosepine forces a turnover on downs.
Near disaster on first
against
down
Grand
for the
Lake.
Hornets, and
They
then
traded some
they
punts.
get the turnover
So
to the
at the
Eagles on
break,
the second play. That was kind
and
of
Rosepine
a
trails
unlucky break
14
on
to
first
6,
down
but they will get the
like we
football
said,
to start
Klein
the second
laid
half.
the wood just
Yeah.
again. I think held on, and then
as
Cheney just kind of taking
talked
matters
about
into his own
in the
hands
first
and
half,
ripping it
if
out.
Rosepine can just
Of Vasquez's
avoid
hands and
the big play.
pretty good
They're
return
in
there.
pretty
So
good
about
shape,
second,
as
and
it's been
basically
called a
three
long
plays
set
that have led to
They'll
send Cheney in motion.
the
They'll fake a
14 to
handoff
6
and
lead
give
now.
it to Janice.
However,
Patiently waiting.
Grand
and now he
Lake's
bounces
missed
it
some
outside.
opportunities
He's got
via
the
the
first
deep ball.
down.
They have
Might have been
tried
a
to air it out.
$4 tackle
And
there.
if
It
you're
looked like he went
Mason
backwards on
Babineau,
the
you're going to need to hit the
full,
oxygen
but
tank
no
because he
flag.
is logging some
But again,
steps. He
patient
is doing
running there,
cardio
and
out there. They have tried to hit
Janice
him
able to pick his spot
on
and
a
pick
deep
up the
ball
first down.
about
So
3 or 4 times, and it's
Eagles
just been
into
overthrown by a few yards
corner
every time.
territory here with
I
8:13 to play in the opening
it was
quarter.
the equivalent of
Grand Lake
a
took the
striker
opening
in
kickoff
soccer
back
running on a through ball,
80 yards for a touchdown
out of bounds.
7-0.
So you're running
40, 50 yards
second
at a time
drive for nothing. So they hadn't been able to hit on that a couple
Janice,
times, and then also they've been fortunate
2
as
yards,
a few times.
61
the ball's
yards
hit
on
the
the
deck
ground
back
last
in
week. A lot of that in the
trying
first
to get
half.
the ball to McFarland.
Slay Gardner.
McFarland running that
this one
option,
off, and a nice
the ball's
cut
hit
there,
the ground, and somehow they've been able to just
time.
fall on it. So Rosepine
gonna be-
hasn't gotten a couple of bounces go their
That
way.
Stacks
This could be
Wagster, number
maybe
7,
tied up, or at worst a 2-point game.
Didn't get any
However, the
offensive
Eagles will get the
touches last
football to
week, but a
start
nice
the
burst
third
there
quarter,
for
and I think they need to just
Jackson.
continue to run it. They
Coach,
haven't
I've
been able
got
to throw it
a
with as much
handful of subs
success
down here on my
as I
sheet,
thought
as
they
you see,
might.
which is
But
really
they've been able to
nice
run the
this week.
football,
He was
especially
not one
Devin
of them
Janice.
because
He's
he
been able to
didn't
get
record an
chunks
offensive
and chunks
touch
of
last week,
yards,
so
10 yards at a time. His
Coach
yards per
Gardner
carry's
trying
got to
to
be at
add
least
some new
5 or
personnel,
6.
and his Wagner's back in there
So
now.
I would probably get a heavy
And
dose of
this
number
time Gardner will
34
pull,
as
and
Eagles will get the ball
that time he wrote him
to start
pretty
the
late and was trying
second
to
half.
maybe wait for the last
and
minute.
again,
But
the halftime
Grand
clock
Lake
shows
stops
8
it for
minutes and 30
maybe
seconds. We don't have
a
another
yard,
minute,
if
so
anything.
we
It
should
looks
be
like
able
they
to
do
start
move
it
it
on
up about a
time.
half yard.
I
but
sure hope so.
instead
After
of
we
about
had
a
a
third and
long
4.
discussion
Yeah, I think he should have
during
handed
one of the
that
Grand
one
Lake
off.
drives about some penalties.
Ball
and
is at the
we had no snaps,
38, I
no
believe.
plays
Grand
ran,
Lake.
so hopefully we'll get that sorted out.
Under
Me and
7
Mike,
minutes play here in the
our
opening quarter.
producer, were
Rosepine
talking about
trails
that in
7-0. This is a
the
it's early,
commercial
but this is a
break
pretty big
as
third down here
again,
for
something you don't
Rosepine. This
see
is
every every day.
Obviously,
Couple of
4-down
motion penalties by
Grand Lake, but
Eagles do
they
on
never got
third.
set.
They'll look to the sideline and still Wagster in the backfield. That one
leg sleeve
went back and
on
forth for about 15
number
minutes
7.
without any action on the field.
Garner
so
gets
that
it.
might
They'll
keep
hand it
her
off
a little
nearly
bit later.
fumbled, and then
Again,
a little
another
hesitation
game
there
in the
on the
area tonight.
exchange. Wagster
Maryville
dropped down
has
for a
Vinton at
loss, so that'll
home,
be
and then
4th down.
full slate on Friday. I was trying
Again,
to
the
get through it
exchange
there
was
earlier in the second quarter, but
off, I would say,
Eastbo
is
goes to Opelousas Catholic. That'll be a heck of a drive for them. As
I
they'll
think
make that
Daxton
trip tomorrow
went a
night.
little
Bolton Academy
too
goes
quick.
to Oberlin.
Yeah,
We
he
talked
kinda
about it
exploded
last
out,
week. Shout out to
we talked about it
the
in the
Tigers that are
pregame as
playing. Look, that's tough.
Again,
Always a
Eagles
tough
were rotating
decision
some
to maybe
guys
shut
in.
down, maybe not, but
Austin
guys that are out there.
Lonsberry in now.
Shout out
Lonsberry
to
in.
the
He didn't
Oberlin
get a
Tigers
touch on
as, you
offense
know, we've
last
had
week.
that
He was in
situation
on the
here the heavy
with the Red
package.
Devils
Now
a
he's
few times
in the slot here to the near side
as far as
Cole
numbers,
Hayes
but
out.
you know,
That always gets
side
better.
as well.
And
we hope
before
so
we can
for
run a
them.
play,
Welsh
I
is at
believe we have the
Oak Hill.
hydration break.
Washington
And
Marion is
two.
at Southfield.
5:58
We had
to play.
the
We will
Knights
take a break. Rosepine
last
has
week
a
on
fourth down coming up,
KROK.
trailing Grand
They
Lake
took
7-0.
one on the chin to
You're
the
listening to the high school
Dragons.
football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
You know, they'll have better days, and hopefully they're looking.
I'd like to
forward
wish
their
the
home
players,
opener
coaches,
against
and
Washington
managers of the
Marion.
Rosepine Eagles every success.
And again,
in
the team that
2025
surprised me the
football
most last
I know
week,
you've worked
Pickering
hard in the
Red Devils, they're
offseason,
at home
and your
after
hard
putting
work
up
and
50
dedication
spot
are about to
at
pay
home
off
last
for
week.
you
They're back
in this
home
new
against
year.
Montgomery tomorrow night.
Your effort will make your
Leesville's at
community, your
Tioga. That
family,
game
and your
will be on
classmates at
93.5
Rosepine High
if you're
proud,
interested in that.
and you will earn the
Like I
success
said,
you
I'm pulling
find on the
double
playing
duty.
field.
DeRidder's at Manning.
Thank you for your efforts, and go Eagles.
95.7. And save this one for last because he is actually tuned into us. Kinder head coach Justin
Welcome
Reed's
back
locked
here to
in.
McKee McCain Stadium in Rosepine with two action
IOTA tomorrow, I believe.
Our game of the week.
We've had a win week one, and his quarterback
coming out of
I was talking to
hydration
Coach
break
Gardner earlier.
earlier.
Isaiah Thomas,
six,
sophomore
Coach.
last
6
year.
or 7.
Oh, he looks
he
darn good.
Coach
Glen Granger to my right, Michael back in
shout out
studio.
to Coach Justin Reed.
Tuned in. He said he was going to lock in. 80 yards.
They'll
for
see
the Rosepine Eagles. I think
second drive
week after next,
the
evening after a
next week.
really
Next week.
impressive
Next week. Okay,
individual play by
I've got
Brenham
their
Cheney
schedule
on
right
the
in front of me and
interception.
everything.
So now they face a 4th probably trying to get some intel here from us, coach.
Right.
His
Handed
Yellow
off to
Jackets
Wagster. He's got a
looking
lot of
like
ground to
they're
make
trying
up.
to
Tries
take another
plant
trip and go
reverse
deep into
field
the
and
playoffs again this year.
slips down, and now the
So appreciate
turnover on
Coach Reed
down.
listening. And Coach, I went through the drive chart.
There was a lot of action about that call.
No,
Early,
me
but
neither.
Rosepine
Me neither,
settles
Sean.
in. And we said it.
I mean,
you
I
know,
thought
when we
they were
went
going
off
to
the
run
air for the
Cheney
half.
across the
If you
middle
just
again
avoid
and try
big play,
to,
you're
throw
in
it
this
to him
football game.
because he was
Actually,
so
they
open
outplayed
last
us in the
time.
first quarter, and we
Yeah,
outplayed them in the second
Say
quarter.
hadn't really
Yeah,
seen
look,
much of that
you
since
get
your first touchdown of the year has the
Now with
5:13 into the second
play
quarter, but
here in the
you
quarter,
capitalize on the short
Grand Lake
field,
take over
and their own. You
41.
make this a one-score game. It's just there was a couple of times where I said it. They'll pitch it out to McFarland. He gets a kick out late, but they've also put the ball on the carpet a few times and it hasn't bounced 25-20. So
puts on the
near
brakes,
disaster
pushed out of bounds
for both teams, but Grand Lake's kind of come out on the easy end of it, and they have the lead. But I mean, if you're blitzing in you just got to clean up a couple of things, and they haven't executed in the air score, and Grand Lake really did there. So
49 yards,
pretty much at will. They just can't get behind the chains.
No, be first down on the Eagles' 11-yard line.
About 4.5 minutes left, so they haven't even came out to stretch yet.
Throwing the ball as well as he threw
3
last
touchdowns
week. Of
last
course, we
week.
discussed it earlier, Sean.
And this time play action, they'll throw
Grand
one
Lake's
up, and
cornerbacks
that's going to be caught this time by Vasquez
our
for the
receivers
touchdown.
on the line of scrimmage, so it's
just
kind
a
of
hair
hard for
by
them
the
to get off
trying
the
to come
line.
over
Of
and read
course,
it.
we've gotten a couple of
And this time an 11-yard touchdown
because
catch
of them
from
holding or
J.J. LeBeau to,
I say this,
Keelan Vasquez, his second of the game, is
smaller than them out there.
Touchdown.
They're not
Grand Lake will line up
and Brenham and
for their
second
extra
biggest,
most physical guys. So you mentioned it off air too. Like you're interested into why Westlake didn't do the same thing last week because actually when you watch the Jamboree film, Manny
for the
did.
moment that has
Manny was pressed the whole way, and obviously you've got to be able to beat the press.
Kick
is good. You don't have let's just put it this way. They don't have a Keelan Vasquez out there. It's probably 69 yards, 200 or 185, 14-0, 5-15 to play wide. So you've got to make this into the high school football game. If you're in Grand Lake, you are kind of jamming them up.
Weaver Motors, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership, 603 South Margaret Avenue in Kirbyville, Texas is the dealership for you. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle,
we
only
told
a
our
short, scenic drive across the Sabine River from West Central Louisiana. A great sales team working to provide you a great price followed by great service. That's Weaver Motors, Kirbyville, serving the area since 1974. Call them at 409-423-4623. That's 409-423-4623. Worth the drive.
But if you're physical enough, and genetics eventually will win at the line of scrimmage. If you can't get off the line of scrimmage, Stadium, everything is pretty much compromised at the at the start of the play. So
and they know our
59 yards. Take off 20 seconds, coach, of the clock. Makes a 49-yard run by Charles McFarland, and then a 11-yard touchdown catch by Keelan Vasquez, his second of the evening, and now Grand Lake leads 14-0. Cheney fields it on a hop inside the 10, looking for some running room, and he'll be tackled up across the, I believe, did he get to the 20?
20.
Coach? I think he's right at it.
So Rosepine punted their first drive, and then just a moment ago turned it over on downs after a 4th and 6. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 19. 5:09 to play here in the opening quarter. Coach, a couple of quick strikes by the Hornets. Have them out in front. 14-0.
We had gained the momentum with Cheney intercepting the ball and then Devin getting 15 yards. And then, 4th down and 7, and we run the ball. I guess the coaches were thinking that maybe Grand Lake's thinking of.
And this time they'll get it out on the little play action to Riker Blackman, and he is up to the 40. Nice little play there. A little
nice play.
Misdirection kind of gets the Hornet defense going the other way, and Riker playing that H-back position made a great play and had a lot of space there, Coach, and finished that run.
Good for 20 yards.
Just shy of the 40 at the 38, so.
Well, 19 yards. That was a good job.
So the Eagles will play a 1st and 10 at their own 38. Cheney comes in motion to the near side. Colt Hayes split out wide. Norris at the top of the formation. Looks like 2 men in motion there. They don't call it. They'll flip it to Cheney, who's looking to get the edge, and he'll pick up a couple of yards. Coach, there was definitely 2 guys moving in motion there. No flags, so you play on. For the Eagles,
looks like a gain of 1 yard, Sean.
It looks like they're going to spot it right at the 39. So 4:40 to play. Now Jaden Sandoval comes in for Brenham Cheney, who's already put in a pretty good shift here early. Had the interception a couple of drives ago on defense, and he's been getting a ton of work. I said it earlier, Sandoval's a guy who I think like to see some, maybe feature, get him the ball as he lines up for the far sideline. This time they'll throw a slant, that one behind everybody. Hayes was the intended receiver, but that play was kind of mistimed there on the RPO. That'll bring up a 3rd and 9.
Yeah, if Slade was dove hunting, he wouldn't have hit no birds on that one.
Oh, Coach, there's technically.
Got to lead him.
Technically, Coach, there's a lot of birds on the sideline there, the Eagles. So he's got one. But again, they'll set up a 3rd and long here. Yeah, that was just kind of the timing was off because Colt Hayes was over the middle, and we hadn't talked much about it yet. But Colt had a fantastic game last week. 5 catches for 67 yards. Nothing better than that 33-yarder he had. Now, pocket breaking down on Slay. He'll just bail out. He'll throw and hit Colt Hayes. Makes one man miss and makes another. And then finally the swarming Hornet defense pursues to the football, but he made a couple of guys miss there. And
yeah, he's going to be 4 yards short.
Yeah, they'll move that marker up to about the 44. So Eagles need to get to the 48. They'll line up to go for it. We'll see, but that was a pretty good job to run after the catch there. Before they do, it looks like they're going to take a timeout, but they'll run the punt team out there with 18 seconds to play, taking their time. As it'll be Cheney to go back. There's 8 seconds left. Coach, they may have to burn one here. They may want to burn one, but not really.
Yeah, not on a punt.
And they'll get it off with 2 seconds left. Cheney puts the boot into this one much better than the first. They'll kick it away from Vasquez. It'll take a really good bounce inside the 20 and settle at the Grand Lake 19. So a much better punt there this time from Cheney. He does keep it away from Vasquez, who's already got a couple of touchdowns today.
37-yard punt, Sean.
So that was better than the 19-yard or 18-yard.
Right.
And it does, for the moment, flip the field. But we have seen this Grand Lake offense take an opening kickoff back and then just a drive ago. 2 plays, 20 seconds. 59 yards. And this time,
I think McFarland went the wrong way.
Yeah, that didn't look right as LeBeau keeps it.
LeBeau looked like to pitch it over here on the left side, and McFarland went to the right.
So with 3 minutes to play in the opening quarter, a break for the Eagles is they'll get the tackle for loss, and that'll back Grand Lake up to the 16, so a loss of 3. As that's the best play of the night for the defense so far.
Right.
Puts the Hornets behind the chains, more importantly. 2 receivers to the near side. They're looking this way, and they've got a man wide open down there, and it's Mason Babineau, and incomplete. A big break there. As Mason Babineau was looking to go 2 for 2, Coach. He had one catch for a touchdown last week, and he was looking to have another as he gets behind the secondary there. Looks like the secondary kind of got caught looking in the backfield.
Yeah.
Again, a break for Rosepine as it sets up a 3rd and 13. And you're a stop away from maybe getting off the field here and getting the ball with some pretty good field position. But, again, 3rd down, they'll have Vasquez in the slot to the near side, and it's Babineau split out wide to the near. This time they'll hand it off, and a nice tackle there as that looks like Priest was down there. I think Caleb Priest, 75, was
Priest and
in the pile. And Onsberry in there as well. He'll come off, and a nice play there will force the punt. Again, minimal gain there. Might have gained a yard, if anything. I don't think they did. Might have lost a yard. So. Yeah, it looks like they might have lost about a half a yard, or 3 yards actually, as the ball's on the 16. So the deep pass, a near touchdown, and then a stop by the Eagles. They'll get it back.
Oh.
High snap, but a pretty good job there by Wainwright, and he'll get a great punt off. My goodness, Coach, you don't see a full-on spiral. It takes a Rosepine bounce at the 50 and rolls back into Grand Lake territory down at the 45. But, Coach, I don't see you don't see that spiral like that in high school. That looked like one of those Thomas Morstead bombs there. So
good start for the Eagles.
They'll get it in really good field position here.
Grand Lake's 45.
Again, trailing 14-0, but they finally get the stop on defense. And it'll be Slay Gardner and the offense back out there. It'll be Hayes and Cheney split out here to the near side. Jacob Norris at the top of the formation to the far sideline. They'll hand it to Devin Janice. He gets through a hole, shedding a couple of blockers and spinning his way for about 7 or 8 yards.
I tell you what, I'd like to know his average right now, Sean, because we've seen him rush for over 10 yards on 2 or 3
quite
carries.
A few times. This time he gets it across the 40 and deeper into Hornet territory. Looks like the 38. 2nd and 3. They'll go right back to him. He's looking to bounce it off tackle, and he has a pretty good run again here. Again, Coach, he's not getting hit at the point of attack, so he's able to just kind of pick a hole and get downhill, and he moves the chains again with 1:15 to play here in the quarter. Eagles on the move, trailing 14-0. Inside the 30 to the 28, I believe.
Yep.
And this is looking similar to the opening drive from last week as he is able to just gain chunks of yards. Let's see if they go right back to him. They do, and again, waiting to bounce it outside of the right side, and he does, carrying defenders. He'll drag LeBeau inside the 25 to about the 23. Again, having to stretch it out, but able to get to the sideline here coming towards us, and final minute here in the opening quarter. Looks like they'll spot it at the 23-yard line. 24 seconds on the play clock, 49 on the game clock, so the Eagles will probably run another play here. Might as well steal one before we flip the field. Gardner takes the snap. He'll hand it to Janice again, and he is through the first wave and picks up another good chunk. Coach, that'll set up about a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it looks like 1, I'm showing.
So 30 seconds to play here in the quarter. They don't have to run a play if they don't want to.
No, I wouldn't run a play. I'd let him get a breather.
Yeah, because I'm sure he's going to see it once or twice here on the next couple of plays as the Eagles just will kind of stand around. You know what I would do, Coach? I'd just start heading the other way.
Right.
10 seconds to play. They will head to the sideline, and it looks like the Eagles are content to end the quarter here. They'll be facing a 3rd and 1 when we come back again into the first quarter. Grand Lake 14 and Rosepine nothing. You're listening to High School Football Game of the Week on today's Country 105.7.
Hello, I'm Jacob McKee, owner of McKee Agency, and we're here to kick off the football season with peace of mind. At McKee Agency, we know the game isn't just about touchdowns. It's about protecting your team, too. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we've got the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Our expert agents are here to help you tackle any challenge so you can focus on cheering for your favorite team. Score big with McKee Agency, your choice for insurance. Call us today and get a free quote, 337-238-2832. Because every play counts, and so does every policy. McKee Agency, where protection is our game plan.
after 1 quarter of play, Grand Lake took the opening kickoff back 80 yards for a score. They added another. It was actually Keelan Vasquez who has both Hornets touchdowns. After 1 quarter of play, they lead Rosepine 14-0, but the Eagles on the move here, facing a 3rd and 1. Sean Larken, Coach Glen Granger with you.
Hey, I'd like to give a shout-out to Aiden Klein. He's listening tonight. Listening, to hear his little brother. So
one of my favorite guys to watch here. Coach,
me too.
Came back, I think it was his junior year. It was my first year back.
Right.
One of my favorite players. You talk about get after it. Made one of the best catches over here in the quarterfinal game against Manny. Guy all over him. I mean, throwing catches. Jake to Aiden, that was incredible. And then again, a two-sport athlete. Got a couple of state championship rings here as
Barrett Cootie.
Barrett Cootie, again, we talked about it in the pregame. Number 33 gets his first carry, and it's a first down. So, again, take your pick. Rosepine just kind of cycling these running backs in there and able to move the chains. So,
looks like we're going to stick with that big package. Just going to pound it down their throat.
It's Riker Blackman now kind of lining up in the tight end spot, and it's Barrett Cootie in a fullback spot as some more spots. This time they'll hand it off to Janice, who gets through, is still on his feet, now tripped up, but I believe he's going to be right at the marker.
3-yard line?
It looks like they've got him on this near side. Judge has got him at the 5.
5, yeah.
And that'll move the chains, I believe. I think.
Oh.
Looks like.
Second down. No, I mean.
Wait. No, first down. Yeah, there we go. Should be first down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. A little late over there on the down marker. First and goal from the 5. Heavy package. And they'll go to Janice again. He's looking for some running room. Falls forward. Signal yet. He's just shy of the goal line. Right inside the 1. Well, a 4-yard gain there. Opening minute of the second quarter. Eagles looking to pound it in here. Coach, I'm not too sure I wouldn't just sneak it right here.
Yeah, me too, Sean.
And then if I didn't get it on this time, I'd sneak it again.
Yeah. I'd give the tush push right here, baby.
So again, reversing out as there's a lot of big bodies in there, or you might go with the short route and give it to Cootie. This time they'll just give it to Janice, and he is into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown, the first of the season. And Devin Janice in from 1 yard. Pretty good drive there. Eagles capitalize on a short field.
We got the confetti going on around here.
Shot it off like the Super Bowl's been won. And the Eagles will line up for the extra point. After the Devin Janice 1 yard touchdown run, there was a lot of him on this drive, and Eagles pinning the extra point. Now trail 14-6.
Good snap, good hold.
And Carter, I believe that one went wide left. So the extra point is no good. However, the Eagles are on the board. 10:45 to play, quarter number 2. Grand Lake 14, Rosepine 6. Hornets getting it. Right after this, you're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Are you looking for the perfect mix for seafood, burgers, and everything in between? Look no further than the Catfish Hut in DeRidder. Open Tuesday through Saturday, serving up freshly cooked fish, shrimp, and oysters that will make your mouth water. You can dive into the fresh salad bar that is prepared daily, or you can check out some of their daily lunch specials every weekday. Planning a celebration? Catfish Hut has a large party room that is perfect for birthdays, reunions, meetings, and so much more. Swing by and grab a bite to eat any Tuesday through Saturday. That's Catfish Hut in DeRidder, where great food and good times await.
Back here at McKee-McCain Stadium, where the Eagles on the board for the first time here in 2025. And it was Devin Janice from a yard out. Pretty good drive there, Coach. Eagles go 45 yards. And it was a lot of Devin Janice. We saw Barrett Cootie get a touch on 3rd and 1.
Missing somebody.
And it's going to be Brenham Cheney who has to put the lid on. And now we have 11 out there. And it is McFarland back deep as well as Vasquez. I'm not kicking it to number 3. Instead, they kick it to McFarland. And he patiently waits. And now it turns on the Jets looking for some running room. And he is tackled
Just ahead of the 40-yard line. Looks like his helmet came off.
Yeah.
Maybe the 42, we'll see. 41. But, yeah, we always appreciate you joining us. Like you said, Aiden Klein, hope he's doing well.
Oh, yeah. He's having a good time.
So, Grand Lake will start from their own
42.
40, well, he's 42, yeah. You know what's crazy, Coach, is you watch the film and you kind of start tracking. Some of those guys, some of those spots are a little suspect out there. Man.
I know.
I mean, I know it's a hard job. We're talking a yard or 2 yards off. I'm like, man, I need to be watching that in real time. So, McFarland no, he's not McFarland. I believe that's Falk in the backfield, number 4. And he is, and they'll go to him. Well, it's Falk looking to get the edge around the left side, and he is hog-tied after about a 4-yard gain. Like about the 45. Falk actually had 3 carries for 30 yards last week and a touchdown in that 45-0 win against East Beauregard that was really, Coach, if you think about it, this game here was looking like it was going to be.
Right.
It got out of hand early for East Beauregard. Again, a couple of special teams miscues. But Rosepine answers back with a touchdown to cut it to 14-6. But the Hornets on the move, ball at the 46-yard line of Grand Lake. Second and about
They coming this way now. Nope. They went the other way, went to counter.
And they run the counter, and the Eagles there, Coach, about a yard maybe.
Oh, yeah.
They tried to go to McFarland, and he is tripped up immediately. It's Caleb Priest coming off the pile, as well as Barrett Cootie.
Barrett Cootie, that's right.
Again, Coach, we said it, you want to have enough dudes. Barrett's a dude, and you can always take him. And, look, he wasn't going to play, and
when last Thursday when he was up here in the press box, I told him, I said, Barrett, I said,
you did.
You need to be down there. And he said, Coach, he said,
Eagles showed blitz, and they coaxed the movement by Grand Lake. I think
the center dribbled the ball back to the quarterback.
As they showed the blitz, Rosepine they were sending him up the middle. I believe that was Wagster. Jackson was coming up and put on the brakes, and that coached the 5-yard penalty. So.
Yeah, and I told Barrett, I said, all you got to do is go talk to them coaches. I said, they'll take you back. And sure enough, he went and talked to him Friday, and he was back at practice on Monday.
Here he is lined up at the end position on the near side. Grand Lake will walk 3 guys down. I don't know.
All sides.
Yeah, Coach, what's crazy about that is, can you shift your whole line like that? I guess you can if you don't put your hand in there, right?
You don't put your hand down.
And they didn't, so that'll negate the 5-yard false start and give Grand Lake the free 5 to get it back to Crowd. Crowd doesn't like it, but, Coach, I don't think any of them put their hand down. So that's kind of frustrating, though, as you play off of movement if you're the offense. As it'll be a 3rd and 5, so now the officials will get together.
All the line did was take a step to the left.
Yeah, just a kind of a shuffle step.
Yeah.
Everybody did. Nobody's hand was down. Obviously, you do that, you got 4 guys getting penalties, but it's something you don't see, really. That is why everybody here is a lot of hostility down here on the Eagles sideline. Rightfully so. It's not something we see a lot of. As they're discussing this one pretty good. Again, Rosepine jumps, but the ball doesn't move, but no linemen were set, so we'll hear it from the official after the train goes by.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't try to explain.
Yeah.
And they do call encroachment after the delay. I mean, Rosepine coaches are kind of upset, but, Coach, that's the only thing I can think of. They didn't put their hand down. Yep. So you see a lot of.
They do that on purpose so they will jump.
Yeah,
that's why they did it.
And if you don't have your hand on the football, I guess you can run. It's almost like a swinging gate. You don't move on. You're not set on that. As now we'll have more delays. Coach Weldon goes out for an explanation. But, Coach, I think that's what a good explanation is. We see the swinging gate all the time where the football's set. You got 15 players on one side of the field, and then they all run. It's basically the same thing, except they're all together bunched up. I mean, the best way I can describe it to the listeners is you've got all 5 linemen and a couple of guys kind of bunched up. They just took a little shuffle step like they're all tied together by a rope, never put their hand in the dirt, and that gave them a free 5 because the Eagles moved into the
neutral
All they
zone.
did was sidestep. That's all they did.
And look, probably, to be fair, if I was playing up front, I'd probably jump too because it's crazy. And
because as defensive linemen, you're looking to see the offensive linemen move, and they did.
They all moved.
But they moved to the side and not forward.
So after the timeout, which I'm not sure who took that one, we'll have a 3rd and 5, just like we did before the crazy series of events there. As we'll see if Rosepine shows blitz again here. As they're throwing frisbees and all kind of stuff into the stands, Coach, footballs. Got to get one of these cheerleaders and get a souvenir or something here. So 3rd and 5. They'll do it again, and the Eagles kind of shift the line, and this time we have another flag.
Yeah, that's going to be against them.
Yeah, because somebody in the backfield, I think, moved as well, Coach. Rosepine did not jump into the neutral zone this time, so we have not ran a play in about 5 minutes. So, Coach, did you hear the explanation?
No.
Something about there were enough players on the ball.
Now their coach is coming out. Now Wainwright's coming out on the field.
There he comes. He's not happy. Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be on Rosepine because they didn't move that time. I wonder if they're saying that everybody got set and then there was movement. But, again, we haven't ran an actual football play going on, Coach.
All they doing, Sean, is that the left side of the line is taking a step to the left. The right guard is going around the center, and it's like a overload to that side. That's all it is.
Yeah, which you see motion all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a weird motion as, again, officials just kind of getting together. I'd like to play football, Coach.
Yeah, me too.
9 minutes and 8 seconds to play here in quarter number 2, but it's been about 9 minutes since we've ran a play.
Yeah, we've been
going back and forth.
Yeah, we've been standing around.
They haven't moved the football.
No, they haven't.
Coach Wainwright actually went out and was probably thinking, hey, I mean, they didn't move. We didn't. We moved. We didn't.
Well, we didn't jump that time. So.
Yeah, so this could be, Coach, this could be just the referees a little early on the gun there with the flag.
I got a feeling they're going to pick it up.
I do too, because he went out and kind of explained Rosepine never jumped, so the flag won't be on Rosepine. This one might be picked up. But, again, it hasn't been picked up yet, but the ball has also not been moved. Call has not been made. The flag sits at the 40-yard line. And if you're just joining us late, Grand Lake took the opening kickoff back 80 yards. Keelan Vasquez on the return for a touchdown. Extra point was good. And then a couple of possessions later, 49-yard run by Charles McFarland set up a 11-yard catch by Vasquez for his second of the night. Extra point was good, so 14-0. Then Rosepine finally gets on the board just moments ago, which seems like ages ago. Devin Janice, a 1-yard run. Well, I heard a fan just say pick up the flag. Coach, they don't want that because then they don't get the 5 yards back. I don't think they want that. They want the 5 yards. But, again, we're just kind of hanging out. I'd take a commercial break, but I kind of want to see what happens.
I don't even see the white hat anymore. Oh, he's still talking to Wainwright.
He's over there. They've got the football at the 47 of Grand Lake. 3rd and 5 whenever we get going. Cheerleaders down on the field.
Still ain't moved the ball, Sean.
Nope. I know if I take a 30-second break here, it's going to start immediately.
Yeah.
But the more and more I wait, 30 seconds have gone by. So you know what? We will take a 30-second break and maybe have some football on the other side. 14-6 here in the second quarter. You're listening to High School Football Game of the Week on today's Country 105.7.
Healthcare is so important. That's why choosing the right pharmacy is just as important as seeing the right doctor. You want someone who treats you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way Pharmacy right here in Leesville is just that place. Thrifty Way Pharmacy is locally owned and operated by a caring and knowledgeable staff that will treat you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way cares for our community. Come home. Come to Thrifty Way Pharmacy. Thrifty Way Health Mart, caring for you and about you. Thrifty Way, your hometown choice.
Back here at
they're going to talk it over
Stadium,
again.
Where we are talking, the White Hat has action here. He's out. He's out in the middle now, talking to the rest of his counterparts. We have not ran a football play in probably, 10 minutes, Coach?
Yeah. Easy 10 minutes.
This was an original 3rd and 5. Rosepine showed blitz, and the center kind of snapped it early for Grand Lake. That's Carson Eskin. Moved Grand Lake back. Then
you're going to pick it up.
And I believe we're going to wave the flag off. So we had the 3rd and 10. As here we go. We're not picking it up, Coach. We're not waving it off. So after
they ain't moved the ball.
They haven't. After all that, the ball still sits at the 47.
There we go.
As the crowd getting restless here. And I don't
they are.
Coach. I'm getting restless. So we're back to where we started after about 10 minutes of discussion. You love to look. At least you want to get it right. So it's a 3rd and 10, big play here for Rosepine as we'll finally run a play.
They're going to throw the slant. Nope.
And this time they'll go
running
to the ground. McFarland he just bottled up. Nothing doing there as he might have gotten a yard. Again, looks like Wyatt Coletti comes out of the pile. Priest again. He's had a big day so far. Wagaman comes off pumping his fist. So, again, all those 3 guys are up front. That means Rosepine wins that one at the line of scrimmage, Coach, which is something they did not do a whole lot of last week.
No, they did.
Look, they gave up 348 total yards, 212 on the ground. I didn't realize this, Coach. I did the math. Almost 8 yards a carry.
Yeah.
And that's a lot into the second level. So it'll be a 4th and a long 8 punt team, and that's going to cost Rosepine if nobody saw, and they did. So that'll be 5 more yards as the punt won't matter, as I believe that was Coletti that was trying to get off the field. But this may make it
20-yard punt.
Well, Coach, there's a flag as Rosepine ran off a guy late. He didn't get off the field in time. I was thinking nobody would catch it, but I forgot I can't see the line judge down here by the sideline. I think it was 54.
Yeah.
Coletti couldn't get off.
So did they throw it? Yeah, they did.
Flag's down. I saw the flag come out. Crap. And see, we can say crap on air, Coach.
Well, he was 2 yards from the sideline.
But, now, and I'm not going to blame anyone in particular, but at special teams now, that's 2 times you haven't had the right numbers. You got to fix it. You got to get that fixed. That's little things that'll separate you from, again, getting off the field to now, if you're Grand Lake, do you think about bringing the offense back out there on a 4th and 5?
Exactly.
And for the moment,
they still got the punt
team out. I guess their thought process is,
now
looks
like they're going off the field.
Well, no, it looks like they moved it to the far hash.
Yeah.
So I was going to say, it looks like they may take a timeout and think about this, but if you're Rosepine, you might want to key the football here as they've been able to get you offsides once. And we'll see the punt here. Snap is good, and this one another good one. Cheney will field it, looking for some running room. Breaks the first tackle, and a couple of Hornets will bring him down at the 30.
Return.
So good return as, again, the ability to flip the field by Luke Wainwright. He's been able to get a leg into a couple of these, but a decent return there.
Right.
Give it to Rosepine at the 30-yard line. With 7:57 to play after all that, Coach.
Yeah, exactly. We're normally out of here by 9:15, but with that delay, we might not get out of here till 10 now.
I hope not, Coach. As soon as I get out, I got to finish up prep for tomorrow, which, again, if you're interested in joining us, I will be in Manny for DeRidder and Manny. First down, Eagles at the 30. Trying to cut back there. Janice will just jump over a pile and roll into a couple of more defenders. Pick up about 3, I think. As it's 14-6, Grand Lake, I beg your pardon, 7:40 to play in the half. Yeah, that delay was about 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
We can't have that. Not here. I know there's an official shortage. There might have been another one if they'd have waited longer because the other guys looked like they were ready to head out.
That's right.
2nd and, we'll call it 7. Gardner gets the snap. He'll go to Janice looking for some running room. This time he is swallowed up. That is big number 64 out there, Everett Briggs, one of the defensive linemen. Coach Janice is a pretty big running back. Briggs, he's got a couple of pounds on him.
Yeah, he does.
He was able to basically engulf Janice, who fills out the uniform pretty well. And so does big defensive lineman Everett Briggs. So it'll be about a 3rd and 7. We'll call it 7.
Briggs is going up against J. Ron Perkins.
And that's, Coach, that's a lot of meat right there.
Look like two sumo wrestlers.
They're down.
Look at that.
They're dropping back to throw. That one nearly intercepted, but a flag comes in late. There's a lot of contact, which is a dangerous throw. But Rosepine might be bailed out right here. I thought that was a shoe. That's a football there, but let's see what this penalty is.
There is a flag down there.
Yeah, they called it late. It came from the back, Judge, and, maybe that's why we weren't able to get separation on the far sideline. I believe they were trying to go to Cheney over there. There were 3 white jerseys in a tight window, but could have been the reason as
holding.
So that'll be a hold as they'll move the football up as well as the chains. So big break there for the Eagles as, again, that was a tight window, but maybe it was a tight window because there was a little bit of extracurricular going on there.
Right.
So penalty keeps the drive alive.
Yeah, their cornerbacks are on the line of scrimmage, and they're trying to hold our receivers up.
So Slay Gardner in the gun. Offset to his left is Devin Janice. 2 receivers to the near side. We have a whistle. That's Norris and Cheney, and we'll have a timeout by Rosepine. With 6:42 to play in quarter number 2, we'll take it with them. Again, Grand Lake 14, Eagles 6. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Answer the call. Become an EMT in 12 weeks. Acadian Ambulance and the National EMS Academy are looking for dedicated people just like you to join their upcoming EMT class. With convenient hybrid training, you can become a certified medic and start saving lives. EMT positions are open right here in central Louisiana and across our 4-state service area. This isn't just a job, it's a calling. Seats are limited, so don't wait. Visit becomeamedic.com to get started. That's becomeamedic.com.
So for the second week in a row, I just realized I didn't put Debo Samuel in my starting lineup for fantasy football, and that game's 50 minutes in, so he'll probably score again. Back on the field, Eagles will play a 1st and 10 after the timeout, 6:42 to play, trailing by 8. They'll swing it out, and now it'll be a pump and go. They've got Jacob Norris, and that one a little bit out in front, and Norris had a step. Again, they ran the little bubble out here to Cheney, get some eyes in the backfield by the secondary, and Norris able to get behind the defenders. The ball just a little bit out in front of him, unable to make the catch. So
yeah, if Slade would have got that ball up, that was a touchdown.
They would have played the fight song. But again, they had shown so much back there with Cheney, had eyes in the backfield. So 2nd and 10. They'll go to Janice, holding that high and tight there. He'll lower his pads and get it right to the 45-yard line. 6.5 minutes to play here in the first half. The nose of the football sitting right at the Rosepine 45. Again, pleasure having you with us. Week 2.
My pleasure, Sean. My pleasure. I enjoy being here with you.
Coach, I just counted down the days this summer is all I did. I can't wait to get Coach G back in here.
Well, thank you, Sean.
Providing the entertainment.
Yeah.
So now about a 3rd and 8, and whistle. We'll see.
Hydration?
Yep, it is 5:59 on the game clock. We'll take the hydration break as well. Rosepine will play a 3rd and 8 after this, trailing by 8. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Buying, selling, or refinancing your home? Let the Rethink Title Company work for you. Have a commercial real estate transaction? We can do that too. With over 35 years experience as a full-service real estate title company, we strive to provide personal attention and efficient results throughout the entire settlement process, giving you peace of mind. Give us a call at 337-404-4060 or stop by our office at 116 East Lula Street in Leesville. The team at Rethink Title are proud supporters of our area students and athletes and wish the best of luck on their future endeavors.
Back here at McKee-McCain Stadium after the hydration break, where the Eagles will play a 3rd and 8. Trailing 14-6 to the Grand Lake Hornets. If you're interested in the Thursday night game in the NFL, Green Bay 7, Washington nothing. And Romeo Dobbs touchdown catch in that one. Jaden Daniels, of course, had the Commanders a game from the Super Bowl last year. Gardner this time looking to throw. Heaves one up. That's a jump ball and a lot of contact, but no flag, and that one intended
for Colt Hayes. Again, he was trying to jockey for position.
I think Colt was kind of playing defense.
Yeah, that was
because LeBeouf.
He
was about to intercept the ball.
And he's also given up a couple of inches of height there,
exactly.
So he had to turn into a defender, and he just kind of had to wrestle above away from the football, as that would have been an interception. That one was kind of thrown up there to the heavens.
Well, Slay's not throwing it as well as he did last week.
And Cheney back there get the snap, and a pretty good punt here. And it takes an eagle bounce, and it is still rolling, so pretty good punt there. Be just shy of the 20. Looks like they may mark it right at the 20-yard line.
35-yard punt, Sean.
And a good punt will flip the field for the moment. So 5:39 to play. So I believe that's back-to-back 35-yard punts from Brenham. This one comes with 5:39 to play in the half.
Grand Lake on their own 20-yard line. I tell you what, Sean, we go in at halftime 14-6. That's a victory for us.
And you get the football to start the third quarter. And, again, playing pretty good defense here, unable to strike big. And, again, they'll hand it off. I believe McFarland looking for running room. He's not going to find much.
I tell you what, they had a couple of successful plays earlier, Sean, with that stretch. But Rosepine has come out and playing it a lot better.
Yeah, Grand Lake's not been able to.
It helps when Barrett Cootie's out at the end right there.
Yeah, he's been able to. He's playing a lot, Coach. I wasn't sure how much, he'd play as far as being in shape. But he's lined up here to the near side at that end position, setting the edge. And those guys up the middle are doing a good job as well. 2nd down and 9. This time they'll go to the air. They got a man out there and just out of the reach. I believe that's Babineau again. They've been trying to hook up on the deep ball. Again, he's getting behind the corners there. Corners, I think, getting caught maybe looking into the backfield, but just overthrows him.
Well, a while ago it was Garcia at the corner, but now you got Robertson in there, and he got beat also.
Yeah, Robinson, and then down on here to the near side is Sandoval, which I've said it about 5 times now on the air. I said it Tuesday night. It's one of the best plays that I've seen last week on that 4th down. 3rd down here.
Ain't nobody going to beat Sandoval.
Now they'll look to the air again. A little hitch route is well past the 1st down marker as Robinson with the takedown.
That was a good takedown by Robinson. That was good.
Tackled him high, but able to wrangle him up and immediate after the play. But again, I think there was a little bit more cushion there. A nice route and a nice throw and catch will move the chains there on the 3rd and 9. That's the only unfortunate thing if you're Rosepine. It was a 3rd and long, and you give it up there. 4:43 to play. Grand Lake going quickly. Little play action. They'll look to throw this one over the middle, and it's caught over there on the far sideline. And I believe that's Vasquez. Coach Vasquez is a good-looking kid out there.
Yeah, he is.
Pretty athletic body, and he is accounted for both Hornet touchdowns, and he moves the sticks again. And just shy of the 50.
Yeah, Grand Lake's going with that speed,
and Rosepine
offense.
Trying to run guys off. Thankfully, they'll get Robinson off in time. And play action again. They'll look to go up top, and that one well out of reach. Brenham Cheney on the coverage.
Cheney didn't let him get behind him that time.
They are cycling corners left and right on that far sideline. We've seen Cheney. We've seen Robinson. You said Garcia was out there.
Garcia,
They've, for the moment, not given up the big pass play, but Grand Lake is looking to hit one. The 11-yard touchdown was the pass. The touchdown reception was 11 yards. So I think
somebody's got to come out. Yeah, there we go.
So 2nd and 10 here at the 49-yard line. They'll run the option with the fake pitch, and he was able to freeze those defenders and move it across the 1st down marker into Eagle territory. Oh, he faked me out. I thought he pitched it. That was a pretty emphatic fake as
that was pretty.
Able to freeze the defenders and get to
got
the
enough
40.
for the 1st down.
He gets to the 40 into Eagle territory.
Eagles 40-yard line.
11-yard gain for the quarterback LeBeau, who had a pretty good day last week at the office. Play action, feels some pressure. He'll step up. This time he'll make the throw. Nearly intercepted. Cheney almost had another one.
He almost had another one.
And he broke on the football and dislodged it from the intended receiver. I believe that's Babineau out there. I think that's Babineau, 17. So good play, nearly another interception, which that reminded me of the
Butler play in the Super Bowl on the slant route against Seattle. They'll run the option to the far side. They'll pitch it. Ball's on the ground. Oh, picks it up. He's having to fight off all kinds of bodies. He's able to fall forward, get back to they may mark him shy of the line of scrimmage. Coach, I don't know how he was able to pick that up as it was intended for McFarland.
Right.
And
they tried the option, and he pitched it behind him.
And again, if you're Rosepine, you hadn't been able to get that turnover that's just kind of hit the ground. I mean, the one they had, Cheney had to rip it away. The ball's hit the deck twice here, and Eagles unable to just fall on it, and it hadn't bounced their way. But they got a 3rd and 11 here, looking to get off the field with 3.5 to play.
Reverse.
And they'll run the end around. Rosepine hasn't played well. Wagner, that is a heck of a play in space as Daxton, again, on an island out here coaching against a guy who scored twice.
Yep. He stayed home and made the play.
You could see that one developing back here from a mile away. Even in the press box, coach able to call that one out. You saw the motion immediately kind of ready for the misdirection, and Eagles there. So it's about a 4-yard gain. It'll be 4th and 6. 2 minutes, 57 seconds to play in the half. It's a big play for Rosepine. They could get the stop and, more importantly, would have decent field position and trying to keep this a 1-score game.
I think Grand Lake's going to call a timeout, Sean.
As play clock's at 5. And they will do just that. So we'll take a 30-second rhythm. Again, big play coming up. 4th down, Grand Lake with the ball and the lead. Rosepine trails 14-6. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
I just opened my student checking account at Barksdale Federal Credit Union, and it was so easy. No minimum deposit, free debit card with reward points, and they waived my monthly fee for just showing my proof of enrollment. Even my younger siblings can open one with a parent. If you're a student, you've got to check this out. Score more perks. Open your student checking at Barksdale Federal Credit Union today. Check them out at bfcu.org.
Must be under the age of 25 and enrolled in school. Minors must have a joint parent or guardian on the account. Federally insured by NCUA.
Back out of the Grand Lake timeout. 2:35 to play in the half. Grand Lake with the football and the lead. 14-6 over Rosepine, but Coach, I guess you could say, I don't like to speak in hyperbole this early, but the biggest play of the game so far right here, I think. For both teams. I think
both teams,
that's Grand Lake and you convert, and you can look to going up by 2 scores into the locker room. If you're Rosepine, you got a chance for a stop and the ball with decent field position to maybe double up here before the break. 4th and 7.
I'd be looking for Vasquez.
Above, play action fake. They'll throw the hitch route, and it is going to one hop to the intended receiver. That's Wainwright. And the Eagles dodge a bullet as, again, the little hitch route there might have been short of the sticks, too, I believe. They were probably hoping for some space. But the Eagles get the turnover on downs and the football with 2:29 to play. So Rosepine will have it. They're 30. The 32, Coach?
Yep.
And 2:29 to work with. Let's see if Slay Gardner and the Eagles can get it going here and get ever closer. They'll run the reverse to Cheney. He's got
room.
What a block there by Gardner, and he's got the first down. Again, Coach, your quarterback, you don't want him to get into the contact. Slay did just enough there to kind of show the block, and Cheney goes to the far sideline on the reverse. Coach, that was near disaster.
It was.
They read Janice, and Janice somehow able to give it up to Cheney on the reverse. Gets the ball right at midfield and a first down for Rosepine. So Coach Gardner and the Eagles go deep into the bag there. Is now trips to the near side. It's Norris closest to us, then Brenham Cheney and Riker Blackman. They're looking this way. Slay throws the long out route, jump ball, a lot of contact. That one a little over the head of Cheney, incomplete. Pretty good coverage there. That Zach Manuel, number 2, was out there as well. Let's see, that's number 19. I thought I had a 19.
Baker Knowles.
Yeah, Baker Knowles. He played a little bit last week. He's actually on my offensive subs. Didn't have him on my defensive subs. That was, again, I think Manuel was in on the coverage there. He went up with Cheney. Now 2nd and 10, 2:15 to play in the half. Eagles down 14-6. They've avoided the big play, and that's been able to get them back into this game. They need a big play here. They'll hand it to Janice.
Cut up.
And he's looking to get the edge.
Oh.
And he won't, and that was nearly
a horse collar.
Yeah. That's that awkward fall. You know, Janice kind of spun around, but he was looking to get the edge, and Coach, he may have to take a play off as that's an awkward fall. You don't know how close that was to the horse collar.
Yeah.
But, you know, any kind of grab of that jersey is going to make you fall like that, and again, he'll be tended to over on the sideline because he took a real awkward fall there. We've got one more Thursday night game here in action. Area team, Maryville's at home against Benton. Coach Benton's look pretty good from what I've seen.
Yeah, they got a good running back.
Now hand it off to Wagster. He tries to plant his feet, spins out of a tackle and not two as they'll grab him by the jersey and sling him down. I think he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
Grand Lake going to call a timeout.
And that was about a loss of 1 or 2. As Grand Lake takes the timeout, we'll keep it right here. Again, one more game tonight. Maryville, Coach, was 46-40 in their game week 1. A lot of points
against North Central.
Yeah, a lot of points on the board there.
2 overtimes.
And in our game here tonight, and tomorrow night a full slate. East Bow goes to Opelousas Catholic. Coach, that's a pretty good drive there. Hopefully they'll stop by Billy's Boudin. That's the home of.
That's not going to be pretty.
No, Coach, that's a tough one. As Keon Coleman shouted out Opelousas Catholic on Sunday night the other night. You know, Bill's wide receiver.
Yeah.
Crazy, you know, that guy gets out of state, but can't complain. LSU had Malik Neighbors in state as well as Brian Thomas. So, not a bad substitution, but they'll go there. And if I remember correctly, I think it was my senior year or junior year, we played Opelousas Catholic back there on the softball field to get to Sulphur. I think we played them maybe in the second round. Low punt, but it gets off, and Cheney gets another one off, and it takes a pretty good roll. And that one inside the 20. It may rest right at the 20 or the 19. We'll see where they put it. So another good punt. Again, Eagles unable to take advantage of the turnover on downs with 1:14 to play. We'll see if Grand Lake wants to get one in before the halftime buzzer sounds, as they've got it at the 20. So back-to-back drives, Grand Lake has started at their own 20. So Cheney doing a pretty good job of flipping the field here for Rosepine, if anything. Again, you make them go the full 80. Now, split out wide near us, Wainwright. He's got a lot of space. Coach, they may be coming this way with it.
Yeah.
As McFarland shaded over to the near side back there with LeBeau.
We had Cheney over here. I wouldn't
on
be
the cutback,
worried so much.
Sheds a couple of defenders as he's able to pick up about 5. But I think that might have been the plan. Coach kind of stretch everybody out here and run the cutback. He's able to pick up one of his bigger runs. Obviously the 49-yarder earlier set up a touchdown, but he hadn't been able to get loose. Play action, looking to go deep. This one a moon ball up top.
Try Babineau again.
And Babineau unable to make the catch. Is that one a couple of yards overthrown?
I'd stop throwing to him.
The problem is, Coach, they got
and he's been open every time.
He's open and he's hitting at a high clip when he gets his hands on it. He's got one catch.
He done went to the sideline. He said, I'm tired.
Coach, this is what reminds me of those soccer players when you get that long through ball in and it goes out of bounds and the striker runs 80 yards to go get it, as upended is, I believe that's McFarland.
Yeah, I think he got enough for the first down.
37 seconds to play. The clock will stop for the moment. And lining up quickly. Again, you don't want to be beaten over the top if you're Rosepine. They'll back the safeties and the corners up.
Yeah, we're in a cover 2. So
big-time shell here back on the back end. Play action. They're looking to throw. They'll dump this one down to Vasquez.
Around him.
Yeah, Vasquez able to step out of bounds and stop the clock near the sticks. And again, if you play that deep shell, they'll take the underneath stuff. And if you're Rosepine, you'll give it up. You just
if I'm Rosepine, I'll give up that 9-yard pass.
You just got to make the tackle and maybe keep him in bounds. But 24 seconds to play here in the half.
Just don't take that give and go thing.
Yeah, you don't want the hitch and go off of that. And 9-yard gain on first down. Play action. They'll go deep again.
There's Wainwright.
Wainwright makes the catch near
midfield.
And Robinson. Pretty good tackle in the open field.
I'll tell you what, that's 2 or 3 open field tackles. He's done a good job.
Previous drive before made a good one on the other sideline this time, right shy of midfield at the 49. 15 seconds and counting. They'll get a snap off here. LeBeau looking deep to the left side.
Intercepted.
Nearly intercepted.
Oh, Carter had it.
And Carter was back there. I think that one might have been.
it was tipped.
It was tipped by Cheney, actually. He was over there as well. And it wasn't tipped by a receiver. It was one of the Rosepine defenders back there. And I think Carter was looking that one in.
Yeah, he read it. He read it the minute it left LeBeau's hands.
And the tough break for Rosepine is they might have had a good bit of green to work with. 9 seconds left here in the half. Ball at the 49 of Grand Lake. One more play, maybe 2. Low snap, but fielded. LeBeau trying to run the option. He fakes the pitch and lowers his shoulder into a defender, and it's a pretty good job. I believe that was Lansbury. I think that was 32 that made the play.
Yes.
And it was. He's made a good open field tackle, and with 1 second left, they'll stop the clock, and we may see one heave-ho here to the end zone.
Definitely.
Or some trickery.
I didn't think Grand Lake had any more timeouts.
Coach, we used up. We should have burned all the timeouts during that, Congress session we had during the penalty. That was almost somebody filibustering on the Senate floor. That was atrocious.
I tell you what, when they have the officials meeting this week, I bet that's going to be the first thing that's covered.
Somebody's got to phone that in and say, "Hey guys, we saw something we don't normally see out here." And look, like we said, it's the first time I've seen it. Now, especially in succession, after trying to get it, then you do get the penalty yardage back, and then nobody moves on the other side, so it can't be on you. You want an explanation, so I'd like to hear what the explanation would be.
Yeah.
But for now, it's going to be one last play with that in a second. I don't know who's the home clock operator, Coach. You gotta be aware of that. You gotta watch you gotta bleed that clock as much as possible. I believe it's an official that wants it, though. So they're all working hand in hand. Excuse me. And we got a fan just in the way, waving her hands. So, like angels in the outfield out there. I got to call this for the people that aren't here. LeBeau, one more play. They'll pitch this one to McFarland. Watch out if he stretches for the pass. He loads up deep. 3 Eagles back there. Robinson picks it off, and let's see what he can do with it here. He's going to cross the 25. He should reverse field. Instead, he gets absolutely blasted by the quarterback. That's a pretty good hit by your signal caller there.
Yeah.
But again, when you ran that play, you thought possibly they might stretch it out. McFarland threw it up for grabs. Robinson, he'll have one for the huddle tape, even though he probably doesn't want the end result there as he gets creamed out of bounds. But the half ends. And again, Rosepine able to keep Grand Lake out of the end zone, avoiding the big play on defense as we hit the break. Grand Lake 14, Rosepine 6. So we'll piece it all together, take a break, come back, and maybe sort this one out and see what Rosepine can do. They'll get the football to start the second half, so try to put a game plan together, see if the Eagles can get back into this one. But at the break, Grand Lake 14, Rosepine 6. We'll come back with some first half analysis and more. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
When you're looking for real Hickory Smoked Pit Barbecue, look no further than the Hickory Smokehouse. We're talking brisket, ribs, chicken, and sausage. The Hickory Smokehouse is barbecue done right. Hungry? From lunch to dinner, dining in, or getting it to go, the Hickory Smokehouse has you covered. From mouth-watering barbecue to other delicious menu items like fried catfish, shrimp, barbecue stuffed baked potatoes, po' boys, sandwiches, salads, and the best chicken and sausage gumbo in town. The Hickory Smokehouse, the best real hickory smoked pit barbecue in West Central Louisiana.
Football. Ready, break. KVVP Leesville, DeRidder, Fort Polk. Today's Country 105.7.
The Vernon Parish Community Health Center, located at 298 Nolan Trace Parkway in Leesville, strives to provide comprehensive health care for everyone, offering medical and mental health services along with an on-site pharmacy. To schedule an appointment or for more information, contact them at 337-392-0110 or visit them on the web at www.icchc.org. With the Vernon Parish Community Health Center, located here in Leesville, you're never far from quality hometown care.
This football season, don't fumble your chance. We've got unbeatable deals at Benoit Motors. We're your one-stop touchdown spot for Nissan, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Ford, Chevrolet, and GMC, and so much more. Whether you're calling the plays with a rugged Ram, driving a Nissan that's ready to blitz, or cruising in a Chevy or Ford built to dominate the road, we've got the lineup that scores every time. No interceptions here, just game-winning prices and customer service that makes you want to cheer. BuyBenoit.com. Huddle up and head over to Benoit Motors today.
With Champion Homes Leesville, you'll always be on the winning team. Champion offers high-quality HUD-manufactured homes at less than half the average price of new site-built homes. No need to wait either. Very efficient off-site construction techniques help you get your new Champion home faster than ever. Visit championhomes.com to search through their signature models like Bourbon, Creole, Pelican, and the Orleans. These are just a few of their top models. Then select Request Info to be connected to one of their many statewide retailers near you. Champion Homes, building up Louisiana one home at a time.
Sports is all about team building. Winning's the goal, but the real learning experience is becoming a team member. And each young athlete is part of the team. From front desk reception to hygienist and orthodontist to family practice dentistry, their team salutes our young athletes on their teams. All sports, all teams, go team. West Louisiana Dental, 103 Bellevue in Leesville.
Esquil Leesville Flooring is a proud supporter of the Rosepine High School Eagles athletic and academic programs and salutes all their achievements. Esquil Leesville Flooring knows that a healthy combination of academics and athletics helps our young people become productive citizens. Visit their showroom at 248 Alexandria Highway in Leesville or call them at 238-2880. From carpet to tile, you can have your home looking great in no time. That's Esquil Leesville Flooring, making your house a home, one floor at a time.
Great food, great drinks, and a great time? You're sure to find all that and maybe more at Double D Steakhouse in DeRidder. Open daily at 11 a.m. They are ready to serve you juicy burgers, delicious chicken dishes, and cut daily certified Angus beef steaks, all cooked over a mesquite grill. Complement your entree with a loaded baked potato, some steamed veggies, or any of their many side selections. Watch your favorite sports teams on one of their mini TVs while enjoying an ice-cold draft beer or one of their many popular drink specials. Double D Steakhouse, located on Highway 171 in DeRidder, for great food, great drinks, and a great time.
Are you paying your bank to hold your money? If so, it's time to make the switch to a bank with totally free checking. Sabine State Bank offers free checking with no fees, no minimum balance, no balance requirements, no analysis fees, and we still include check images in your statements without a fee. There is even a free small business account. If you really want free checking, stop by one of our convenient 45 locations. Sabine State Bank. Our goal, your future success. Member FDIC.
Hello, this is Sheriff Sam Craft. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office is committed to protecting and serving all citizens of Vernon Parish. Senior citizens need our protection and our watchful eyes. Adult taxpayers deserve law and order, and our youth need encouragement and support in order to succeed. The Vernon Parish Sheriff's Office will continue to work with area law enforcement agencies to provide a safe and wholesome environment for all of our families. We are proud to serve Vernon Parish and to call it home.
It's fall on the Bend, the perfect time to enjoy the great outdoors on Toledo Bend. Sabine River Authority invites you to head to Toledo Bend. Enjoy waterfront cabins at Cypress Bend Park or RVing at Pleasure Point and San Miguel Parks. There's plenty to do along Louisiana's largest waterway. Fish, boat, swim, and barbecue. Sabine River Authority, managing Louisiana's recreation destination. And this holiday season, plan a visit to Cypress Bend Park for festive holiday lights along the Bend. Sabine River Authority brings Toledo Bend to life.
Dale Peterson, pharmacist, and the staff at Rosepine Family Pharmacy are proud supporters of the Road to the Championships. Rosepine Family Pharmacy knows that the combination of academics and athletics help young people become well-adjusted citizens. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Call 337-462-0177. Serving the community since 1985, choose your hometown pharmacy to fill your prescription needs.
Choctaw Pines Casino, your place for fun.
Welcome to Cutter Sports Bar, where every play is a win and the food is unbeatable. Enjoy a quick bite from our new value menu or choose from one of our hometown favorite dishes. It's flavor you can bet on. And don't miss karaoke every Thursday night from 6 to 11 p.m. Cutter Sports Bar, an all-around slam dunk.
Choctaw Pines Casino, your place for fun. fun.
Must be 21.
Barksdale Federal Credit Union cares about you and your finances. That's why we offer free tools, like free financial counseling, free access to your credit score with monitoring tools and goal settings, and a free money management tool so you can see all of your accounts in one place, even from other banks. Offering more for over 70 years at Barksdale Federal Credit Union. Barksdale Federal Credit Union, celebrating 70 years. Federally insured by NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Just as your local State Farm agent combines good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates, you can combine your home and auto. And guess what you'll get? That's right, good neighbor service with surprisingly great rates. In fact, State Farm agent David Heyman is your go-to agent in Leesville for service you deserve at the price you want. So try combining home and auto today. State Farm agent David Heyman will help you mix and match things perfectly. Call 337-239-9999 for your surprisingly great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to underwriting requirements.
Gotta love that chicken from Popeyes. No one makes that crispy New Orleans-style chicken and fresh, fluffy biscuits like Popeyes. You don't need a special occasion to enjoy the great New Orleans taste of Popeyes chicken. Or maybe it's seafood you're craving. It's great anytime for any meal. Gotta love that chicken and seafood from Popeyes. Popeyes, located in Leesville and Oakdale. Now open till 11.
Halftime here at McKee-McCain Stadium, where the visiting Grand Lake Hornets lead Rosepine 14-6. And Purple Pride Band entertaining the Rosepine fans here near us. And they are in the middle of their halftime performance. Grand Lake over in the end zone near the school. Rosepine back in the locker room again. This one early looked like Grand Lake was going to be doing exactly what they did to Eastbow last week when they won 45-0. They took the opening kickoff back 80 yards for a touchdown. That was Keelan Vasquez. Extra point was good by Luke Wainwright. And again, that took 13 seconds, so Rosepine hasn't even seen the field yet on defense, and they're down 7. So the offense goes out. Had a 3rd and 7 chance to Brenham Cheney, just out of reach of him. Might have been a big gain there, so Rosepine would punt after the incompletion. Then Grand Lake's second drive of the game, pretty great individual play by Brenham Cheney, who, again, just missed a big gainer on offense. Grand Lake tries to go deep to Vasquez, and he had it for the moment, and Brenham Cheney just kind of ripped it away from him, similar to the Eric Reed interception back against Alabama in 2011. Just straight up ripped it out of his hands, and that gave Rosepine the football back. They would turn it over on downs after a 4th and 6. Then Grand Lake gets the ball on their own 41. They go 2 plays, 59 yards. And the first play, a 49-yard run by Charles McFarland. That set up the 11-yard touchdown reception by Keelan Vasquez, his second of the night. J.J. LeBeau on the touchdown pass there to him. Extra point was good. So with 5:15 to play in the first quarter, it was looking like it was going to be a rout early. Then Rosepine settled down on defense in their ensuing drive on offense after the 14-0 went for a punt. Riker Blackman, a 19-yard catch on that drive. But then the defense settled in. They force a 3-and-out by Grand Lake. And that's when Rosepine would take over at the Grand Lake 45 after they flipped the field. And a couple of first down runs by Devin Janice. And then on a 3rd and 1, Barrett Cootie gets his first action as a Rosepine Eagle this season. Didn't play last week. We've seen him on defense and offense. He gets a carry, moves the chains, and then Devin Janice finishes off the drive with a 1-yard touchdown run, Eagles' first of the season, and the extra point was no good. So 14-6 with 10:45 to play in the half, and that would stay 14-6 as Rosepine forces a turnover on downs against Grand Lake. They traded some punts. So at the break, again, Rosepine trails 14-6, but they will get the football to start the second half. Again, I think as we, talked about it in the first half, if Rosepine can just avoid the big play, they're in pretty good shape, as it's been basically 3 plays that have led to the 14-6 lead. Now, however, Grand Lake's missing some opportunities via the deep ball. They have tried to air it out, and if you're
Mason Babineau, you're going to need to hit the oxygen tank because he is logging some steps. He is doing cardio out there. They have tried to hit him on a deep ball about 3 or 4 times, and it's just been overthrown by a few yards every time. It was the equivalent of a striker in soccer running on a through ball and just the ball rolling out of bounds. So you're running 40, 50 yards at a time for nothing. So they hadn't been able to hit on that a couple of times. And then also they've been fortunate as a few times the ball's hit the deck back in the backfield, trying to get the ball to McFarland. McFarland running that option. The ball's hit the ground, and somehow they've been able to just fall on it. So Rosepine hasn't gotten a couple of bounces go their way, or this could be maybe tied up or at worst a 2-point game. However, the Eagles will get the football to start the third quarter, and I think they need to just continue to run it. They haven't been able to throw it with as much success as I thought they might, but they've been able to run the football, especially Devin Janice. He's been able to get chunks of yards, 10 yards at a time. His yards per carry's got to be at least 5 or 6. So I would probably get a heavy dose of number 34 as the Eagles will get the ball to start the second half. And, again, the halftime clock shows 8 minutes and 30 seconds. We don't have another band, so we should be able to start it on time. I sure hope so after we had a long discussion during one of the Grand Lake drives about some penalties, and we had no snaps, no plays ran. So hopefully we'll get that sorted out. Me and Mike Holt, our producer, were talking about that in the commercial break as, again, something you don't see every day. A couple of motion penalties by Grand Lake, but they never got set. Just the offensive line kind of shifted the other way. Went back and forth for about 15 minutes without any action on the field, so that might keep us here a little bit later. Again, another game in the area tonight. Maryville has Vinton at home, and then full slate on Friday. I was trying to get through it there earlier in the second quarter, but again, East Bow goes to Opelousas Catholic. That'll be a heck of a drive for them as they'll make that trip tomorrow night. Bolton Academy goes to Oberlin. We talked about it last week. Shout out to the Tigers that are playing. Look, that's tough. Always a tough decision to maybe shut down, maybe not. But guys that are out there, shout out to the Oberlin Tigers. As we've had that situation here with the Red Devils a few times, as far as numbers. But that always gets better, and we hope so for them. Welsh is at Oakdale. Washington Marion is at South Bow. We had the Knights last week on KROK. They took one on the chin to the Dragons. They'll have better days, and hopefully they're looking forward to their home opener against Washington Marion. And, again, the team that surprised me the most last week, Pickering Red Devils, they are at home after putting up a 50 spot at home last week. They're back home against Montgomery tomorrow night. Leesville's at Tioga. That game will be on 93.5 if you're interested in that. Like I said, I'm pulling double duty. DeRidder's at Manny. You can hear that one on KROK 95.7. And save this one for last because he is actually tuned into us. Kinder head coach Justin Reed's locked in.
Is he?
They've got,
all right.
They've got Iota tomorrow, I believe. So had a win week 1, and his quarterback, I was talking to Coach Gardner earlier, Isaiah Thomas, sophomore last year. He looks pretty darn good.
Looks good.
Put up some numbers, but shout out to Coach Justin Reed, tuned in. He said he was going to lock in. They'll see the Rosepine Eagles, I think, week after next, I believe, week 4.
Next week.
Is it next week? Oh, next week. Okay, that's right. Man, see, I've got their schedule right in front of me and everything. So probably trying to get some intel here from us, Coach, because his Yellow Jackets looking like they're trying to take another trip and go deep into the playoffs again this year. So appreciate Coach Reed listening. And, Coach, I went through the drive chart. There was a lot of action early and a lot of points early, but Rosepine settles in. And we said it, when we went off the air for the half, if you just avoid the big play, you're in this football game.
Yeah, actually, they outplayed us in the first quarter, and we outplayed them in the second quarter.
Yeah, look, you get your first touchdown of the year as the, minute and 15 into the second quarter, but you capitalize on the short field, and you make this a one-score game. It's just, there was a couple of times where I said it, they've not hit on a couple of deep passes, Grand Lake, but they've also put the ball on the carpet a few times and it hasn't bounced Rosepine's way. So, near disaster for both teams, but Grand Lake's kind of come out on the easy end of it, and they have the lead. But, if you're Rosepine, you just got to clean up a couple of things, and they haven't executed in the air as much as I thought they had a chance to, but they're running the football pretty much at will. They just can't get behind the chains.
No.
And, again, about 4.5 minutes left, so they haven't even came out to stretch
not
yet.
Throwing the ball as well as he threw last week. Of course, we discussed it earlier, Sean. Grand Lake's cornerbacks are pretty much pressing our receivers on the line of scrimmage, so it's kind of hard for them to get off the line. And, of course, we've gotten a couple of penalties because of them holding or –
And look, I say this. I mean, I could say this because I was smaller than them out there.
Right.
They're not Jacob and Brenham and Colt aren't the biggest, most physical guys. So you mentioned it off air too. Like, you're interested into why Westlake didn't do the same thing last week, because actually when you watch the Jamboree film, Manny did.
Yeah.
Manny was press the whole way, and obviously you've got to be able to beat the press, but you don't have a. Let's just put it this way: they don't have a Keelan Vasquez out there that's probably 6 foot, 200 or 185 out wide. So you've got to make do with what you have. But if you're at Grand Lake, you are kind of jamming them up.
Yeah.
And that could attribute to success. We've seen some time and be off on some routes.
All the years I coached the secondary, we taught our cornerbacks, if we're playing a team that's slower than us and not as physical as we are, then we're going to get up on the line of scrimmage and we're going to tell them, hey, you're not getting off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and there's nothing better than – and it's hard to do. Easier said than done to press.
Right.
Because that guy on the other side of you kind of dictates what you do. But if you're physical enough and, genetics eventually will win at the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
If you can't get off the line of scrimmage, then everything is pretty much compromised at the start of the play. So,
and they know our receivers don't run 4.5 40 or so unlike their receivers are
you've got some
quicker,
legit speed out there.
Much quicker than us.
We've seen Babineau. He needs about a tenth or two less than faster, and he'd have a couple of touchdowns. But we've seen Vasquez get loose, and look, if you're Rosepine,
McFarland.
Yeah,
McFarland on that long run.
If you can kind of scheme around that, maybe I would say we could see Chaney and Sandoval in the slot, maybe start kind of working them in the wheels and bubbles. And you saw a near touchdown to Jacob on the little wheel and go where it was just overthrown, or else he's wide open into the end zone. So if you mix in a little bit more than that with the run, Rosepine's got a good chance here to, get back in this right here on the first drive. And who knows, if you can not give up the big play. Because we said it, 212 yards rushing last week against the Westlake team that, quite frankly, has a better front than Grand Lake does. So you've done better there. But, on third down last week, Westlake was 3 for 7, which means they didn't get in a whole lot of third down. We've seen several third downs here. I think just off the rip, I think Grand Lake's converted maybe one.
Right.
And that was a little hitch route. Other than that, you've had them in behind the chains. So a lot of positives, but again, it's all about execution, and hopefully we see a little bit more in that. We'll take a quick break, come back with a few more thoughts, and second half kickoff between Rosepine and Grand Lake. Again, the Hornets lead the Eagles 14-6 at the break. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Some call it over-planning. At Shawson Gas, we call it foresight. Be prepared for the next power outage with a Generac home standby generator. Nothing beats the sweet satisfaction of knowing you'll have power where and when you need it most. After sensing a power outage, a Generac generator automatically restores your home's power, whether you're home or away. Generac generators are permanently installed and can power your whole house or just the essentials. And with Mobile Link, a remote monitoring system, you can check the status of your generator from anywhere at any time. So while the rest of the block is lighting candles and digging around looking for flashlights, you'll be ready to rock and roll. Get to know America's favorite home standby generator and show the power grid who's boss. Generac, it's not just a generator, it's a power move. Be prepared this hurricane season and call Shawson Gas at 337-239-2719 to get in line for your new Generac home standby generator. Financing available. Shawson Gas, located at 1107 South 5th Street in Leesville. Ask about their monitoring services for generators and propane tanks.
Back here at McKee-McCain Stadium, where the Eagles are in the stretching lines over there, Coach. They've got a little bit more About 2 minutes they put back on that clock there. If you're interested in the Thursday night game, again, it was billed as a good one. Green Bay, I was telling Coach Granger out of that timeout, they look like the favorites. Like we said, Buffalo might have a little bit to say there, but or Baltimore or any of those AFC teams, Philadelphia, but that's a Packer team that adds Micah. Yeah, the Saints too, Coach. I mean, look, we got a little bit to say. It ain't much, but it's any given Sunday in this league, as we know. And Jaden on the move here. Look at this, Coach. That guy looks like he glides out there, man.
He does.
14-3 at Lambeau, the Packers lead. Said it to Mike, they just look like they're ready. That division, I mean, you've got Green Bay, who's pretty good. You've got Chicago, who, they're the Bears. Defensively, they're going to be decent, and it's just all about what they do with Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
The Lions won 15 games last year, and the Packers just took them to the woodshed. So
yeah.
And Minnesota's a team that won, I think, 14 and didn't win the division. So, that's speaking of the Saints, that's how the Saints used to do when San Francisco was in this division growing up. I think like 91.
Them and the Rams.
Won the division. Yeah, but, you'd win 12 games, and, Joe Montana and Jerry Rice won 13. So have fun in the wild card. Eagles looking to break down the huddle there in the end zone, as well as the Grand Lake Hornets. 14-6, Hornets lead, but the Eagles will be getting the football here to start the second half. Pleasure to be with you, Sean Larken, Coach Glen Granger, Mike Holt back in studio. Again, if you want to hear more of our random football talk, every Tuesday night at 6, the Gridiron Gumbo Show on Today's Country 105.7. We talk area high school football in the first segment. Then we talk LSU and college, and then we close it out with the NFL and the Saints. Which I hadn't talked to you much about the Saints, but a very winnable game the other day. They were in it. It's just, look, it's going to be, it is what it is.
I wasn't that disappointed, Sean.
I was disappointed. I was disappointed
they
didn't catch the ball at the end. Like, I wasn't disappointed in the outcome.
Johnson never drops the ball.
No, he had actually. I was rewatched it Tuesday, and he had a catch harder than that one where he got absolutely lit up that he held on to about a couple of drives before that. You see that one, he pretty much had it until he got to the ground. But in Military Appreciation Night here in Rosepine, as they are in those camo green uniform tops with the white numerals and each branch of the military on the back of the jersey where the lettering goes for the name plate, and then black pants tonight. Coach, I think this would actually look good with a white pair of pants here.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
I thought they were supposed. I had talked to Coach Kyle, and I thought they were supposed to wear the purple pants tonight. But
I don't think that looked very good. I think a white with the white helmet would look really good. Again, Grand Lake over there in the all whites. That's always a clean look there. But we are ready for action here in the third quarter.
Hopefully Cheney can get a good return right here, or even Sandoval.
Cheney's back there. Coach, they may not kick it to Cheney.
Yeah.
He's again, Sandoval, pretty quick player as well. And Wainwright ready to tee it up, and eventually, Coach, will get to action and closing in on 8:40. And when I told everybody we had a 15-minute legislative session there with the filibuster mixed into a football game with stoppage of play. And Wainwright puts the boot into it, and we're underway here to start the second half. That is a really good kickoff. That's going to push Cheney inside the 5, and he'll get going there, trying to get to the far sideline. He's still on his feet, and he'll go out of bounds. I don't know if he made it quite back to the 20, as we'll see where they mark him. But, Coach, I say it a lot, looks like the 17?
17.
This is a weapon in high school football, the special teams game. Obviously, it's a forgotten aspect, forgotten phase. But when you have a kicker and a punter that can just flip the field and kick off and make you start inside, you don't see that everywhere. I mean, you probably do in the bigger areas, but when you have a kicker, that's a weapon. And you don't have to go for it on a 4th and 4 from your 25.
Showing the schools that have a soccer team, they have an advantage over teams that don't have a soccer team. Because you get one of them guys.
Yeah. You just tell that guy, come kick in the afternoons. You can still play soccer. We won't tackle you.
Well, last week with the Cuppings girl.
Yep. Plays at Westlake.
She has some soccer in her.
Yep. Plays and Coach, she made every one of her kicks and kicked off pretty well. First down carry for Janice goes for about 5, so a good start out of the locker room for the Eagles as, again, trailing 14-6 to the Hornets. First possession out of the locker room here in the third quarter. Slade Gardner in the gun. He'll hand it to Janice again, and he breaks to the first level. And he crosses the first down marker, dragging Hornets defenders in his wake.
8-yard gain for the first down.
And I said it while you were out, running errands for us out there. I said the yards per carry is up there. It's at least over 5.
Oh, yeah.
He's had a couple of 1 and 2 yarders, but most of them have been 8 or 10 when he's gotten, when he doesn't get touched at that first level.
Right.
He has been able to get into the second and third level and move the chain. So 1st and 10, they'll go right back to him on the counter. And, again, another 3 to 4 yard gain. Looks like he might have 4. And, Coach, looks like the Commander's trying about a 60-yard field goal here. And it does not go in. So 14-3 Packers still. They showed Micah Parsons. Coach, he's got about 3 red jerseys hitting him off the line every time. Imagine having a guy like Micah Parsons. Imagine facing that in high school.
Golly.
So a 2nd and we'll call it 6 as another good gain there from Janice. He gets it again and a little hesitation and he spins off of a defender and thrown down across midfield. Coach, like I said, he looks like a bowling ball. You can tell those feet were moving, picking him up, putting him down, and hit a little spin move off of the defender there.
Good for 18 yards.
And he'll get a sub as hopefully he's okay. But again,
he just needs a breather.
Did have that awkward fall tackle in the first half, too. Hopefully he didn't tweak his ankle, but able to spin out of a defender there and pick up another first down.
Just needs a shot of water.
Yeah, nothing else. No shots of anything else. Maybe Gatorade. As, again, Eagles into Grand Lake territory with 1st and 10. They'll give this one to Wagster, and he has a nice gain on first down. Looks like about 3 or 4 as, again, the line of scrimmage was at the 49 of Grand Lake. Might have gotten to the 46, possibly. And it looks like they do mark it there, so.
Devin's over there talking to Dr. Churchman, I hope. Hopefully, nothing's wrong.
Well, hopefully he's just trying to schedule his next checkup there before the holidays, coaches. They need him back out there as he's been able to finish some runs as Cheney in the slot to the near side. Pick up Norris, split out as well. And it's time Slade Gardner with the keep. He's directing traffic. He has the first down, and they'll wrestle him out of bounds. But, Coach, great pull, great read by Slade Gardner. And, again, you saw him directing traffic there. As that'll move the chains. So the Eagles on the move, opening drive of the third quarter. 8:43 to play in quarter number 3. Eagles have a 1st and 10 into Grand Lake territory. Ball at the 37-yard line. Gardner in the gun. And he'll give way to Daxton, and he is stood up there. Again, a little push by the Grand Lake front there, as that's one of the few times Rosepine's not been able to win at the line of scrimmage. Brendan Alleman, one of the defenders coming up from that linebacker spot. Well, it's Tucker Tragle, number 44. He's playing off that edge, so no gains. 2nd and 10. Janice back out there. And they'll give it right to number 34, and he'll pick up a couple, so that'll set up about a 3rd and looks like about 7, Coach will call it. So, if anything, you want to get a good chunk of it here. Yeah. Because this, if you can, you'll go for the 4th down. Halftime at Lambeau, 14-3 Packers. So 3rd and 7. Slay Gardner calls for the football. They'll give it to Janice. He waits, weaves in and out of traffic, and he'll pick up about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And Barrett Cootie trots onto the field. Looks like the Eagles are going heavy here, Coach, as they'll bring on some more LBs. White Coletti
got to come off.
White Coletti comes in as well. They'll sub off Colt Hayes. You know, good thing for Colt, he won't ever have to be back there in the heavy formation. Right. He can flex out. They'll never ask him to line up back there. No. Coach, I got in SWAT one time. Once. Because somebody else got hurt. I had to line up in a 3-point stance. I looked like an idiot. I can get in there now. 4th and about 4 or 5. They'll hand it off, and Janice is hammered immediately, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Coach, that's a little.
There was no block.
That was pretty predictable, and no blocking as Janice gets popped. So just shy of the first. So the Eagles' promising opening drive ends in a turnover on downs. They use about half of the quarter.
Yes.
So
almost 6 minutes, Sean.
As the ball, I think, is right at the 30-yard line. I think that's.
Yep.
So the Hornet offense will take over. LeBeau makes a man miss right at the point of attack. That would have been a loss of about 3. I'm not sure who that was that got back there, but they fired off, and they were in the backfield as he took the snap, just kind of a quarterback power to the far sideline. He picks up 5, so near disaster turns into a nice gain on first down for the Hornets, who looking to capitalize after their defense holds goals.
That was Coletti.
He shot out of a cannon there.
Yeah, he come up the field. Nobody touched him. And
every bit of, and again, I don't think you're supposed to let the guy come free on the power.
LeBeau just went right by him.
Yeah, he made him miss there in a phone booth, basically, as we will have the hydration break as the clock's still running for some reason. But, hey, we're due about 15 minutes of clock running. We'll take the hydration break with them. Again, Grand Lake leading 14-6 over Rosepine with the football. 5:53 left in the third. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
This is State Representative Charles Owen. I'd like to wish the players, coaches, and managers of the Rosepine Eagles every success in the 2025 football season. I know you've worked hard in the offseason, and your hard work and dedication are about to pay off for you in this new year. Your effort will make your community, your family, and your classmates at Rosepine High proud, and you will earn the success you find on the playing field. Thank you for your efforts, and go Eagles.
Back out of the hydration break. Hornets lead the Eagles 14-6, and the clock's running. I didn't know it was supposed to do that either, Coach. Is it supposed to do that? It's running here. Grand Lake.
Hang on to it.
Will hand off, and McFarland, nothing doing there. As Baxter and Bergeron comes in there as well. First time we've called his name tonight. He had a pretty good game last week, and in the scrimmage against Manny, he was all over the place. But again, a tackle for loss makes it 3rd and a long 9. Big play for the Eagles trying to get off the field here.
Somebody needs to get on Vasquez out there.
Vasquez out in the slot.
They're looking at him.
They're looking his way. They'll go the long route, and a break for the Eagles. That one bounces.
You know what? I'd stop throwing to him. I am not lying.
Babineau is. It's been a tough night at the office.
Babineau's night.
That one actually hits off of his thigh pad. Incomplete. Every other time he's been open and they just sailed it. He probably, again, he's seen better days. His only catch this season has resulted in a touchdown. So I get it, Coach. You play the percentages. You throw it to him, he's going to score. Tonight, his catch percentage now is 50 as he had the drop there, and the other ones haven't even been close to him. So punt. It's been pretty good back there for Wainwright, and this one end over end, a low line drive, and it will take a Grand Lake hop and now roll and settle in between the 40 and the 35.
Good field position.
Some decent field position there as the clock reads 5 minutes into the third quarter, or 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Rosepine will take over, trailing 14-6.
Yeah, Coach, I think the Babineau thing, look, you want to get him the ball because he's getting open, but you know, sometimes it just doesn't work. You know, it doesn't work on a night, and so Rosepine will take over, Coach, with the 38? Their own 38 here? I believe so. We'll call it 38 at least. That's where the line judge is standing. So Slade Gardner and the Eagles offense, another chance here to get back in it. They'll go to Janice, and he takes a little jab step and gets north and south. Picks up about half of it there on first down.
Yeah, he's planting that foot, Sean, and he's cutting up. He's instead of trying to, string it out because he doesn't have the speed.
No, but you can see he's pretty quick on his feet. Yeah. He's real light-footed, and he's able to just kind of weave in and out, pick a spot. And he picks up about 5, and it'll be.
As long as he gets 5-6 yards a carry, that's fine.
You can sign me up for that any day of the week here. Gardner in the gun. They'll go right back to him. This time it's a play action. Gardner trying to get away, throws a jump ball, and the defender didn't turn around, and there's the flag. As you'll see the Grand Lake sideline be frustrated, but even though you don't have to turn around, as we saw Jaden Sandoval last week, he impeded the receiver's progress there as Slade just kind of heads up, throws a jump ball to his guy, and trying to come back to make the play, but we'll see. It looks like Rosepine could be going backwards. Oh, that's not what you want to see.
No.
An eligible man downfield.
Yeah.
But again, I thought there was a lot of contact on the play down the field with the receiver. He never turned around. And working back to the football, that was not called at all, but instead, it'll be about a second and looks like
12.
Us moving it a little bit closer. So, call it a second and a long 11.
There you go.
4:18 to play.
That sounds better.
And again, a penalty kind of, for the moment, stalls a Rosepine Eagle drive here. They need to hit a big 20 or 30-yard play soon. They'll run the little bubble and go, and a little miscommunication there as they were trying to get to Jacob Norris. Norris kind of went over the middle. As I think Cheney's kind of telling him maybe what should have happened there, but that'll bring up a 3rd and 11.
But they tried to run that same give and go, Sean, that Norris was wide open a while ago, but Vasquez didn't take the fake, did he?
Yeah, I was going to say, he didn't bite on the Cheney or bubble route. Now it's trips to the near side with Riker Blackman, the H-back, the most inside. They'll run the little tunnel screen to Norris, and that one way over his head out of bounds. As Slade Gardner back there, he took a shot as he'll peel himself off the turf. And that'll be a punting situation here as it's 4th down and 11. So, again, Coach, start moving it, and you have a penalty, and that pushes you back. I mean, we talk about it each week.
Yeah, we're the type of team, Sean, that can't afford to have 3rd and long or
and look,
2nd and long.
It's not just watching this game. I said it Tuesday night about the Saints. They're not, like, it's impossible to go 10, 12, 15-play drives as Cheney gets the punt off. And that is a really good spiraling punt, and it'll take a Rosepine roll.
Another good roll.
And down to the Grand Lake 22, I believe, is where that one goes. But, yeah, Coach, we talked about it Tuesday. It's not just like watching Rosepine. It is hard to run 10, 12, 14-play drives for scores because there's just too many variables at play.
Yeah.
You're going to have penalties. You're going to have, sack or tip pass. Like, it's so hard to put together 10, 12-play drives. And you just got to hit a big play here and there. And Rosepine just, for the moment, hasn't had to been able to have one, present itself or take advantage of it. But hanging in there as, again, with 4 minutes exactly on the clock, Grand Lake takes over at their own 22. Ball on the ground, and LeBeau just has to kind of
pick it up,
bail out. And, again, another fortunate bounce to the Hornets as there's been issues back there a few times.
Well, you remember in the first quarter on the punt, they almost snapped it over his head.
And, just to Rosepine, just to add to the bad luck, you get 3 yards on that. This one looked like a little miscommunication as he is hit pretty high above. And,
McFarland went the wrong way again.
Yeah, and coming out of there, I believe that's Bergeron, kind of got him right under the chin there. So that'll be a 3rd and 5. But, if you didn't have any luck, or your bad luck, you would have any luck.
Oh, yeah.
That fumbled snap in the backfield, you actually gain 2 yards if you're Grand Lake. So
They lead 14-6, 3 minutes and 10 seconds playing the third. 3rd and 5. Eagles looking for another stop. They'll hand it to McFarland. Ball is out, and this time the Eagles, do they have the football? No signal. Okay, there we go. I was looking for a signal, and the Eagles do have it. That one popped up into the air, and it looked all the way to the far sideline.
Carson Broussard.
As looks like Coletti kind of shaken up, but they'll spin him right back around, and he'll stay on the field. Looks like they'll go heavy, but a fumble, and you said it, Broussard recovers, and the big break the Eagles needed. Again, the ball's hit the turf a few times, so with 2:59 to play, Eagles will take over at the 30-yard line of Grand Lake. So they've capitalized on a short field once. They'll move, I believe that's Wagaman, over into the heavy set. They'll toss it to Janice. He's looking to get downhill. Breaks out of one tackle, still on his feet, and he'll fall forward near the 25. But again, Coach, I think this is what they got in the short field last time, got on the 45 at Grand Lake, started the drive there, and they got in this and really started to lean on that front of the Hornets. And with 2:40 to play in the third, they're looking to do the same and get right back into this one. They trail 14-6 after getting a big turnover. Now, Coach, that's 3 for the defense tonight after they got a fumble recovery on special teams last week.
Right.
They were -1 in the turnover margin. Looking to cash in here. They'll hand it to Cootie this time as he pushes the pile. That's a pretty good push up front by the big fellas as well. That was in Wagaman. I believe Coletti's up there. Patrick Gibson. Those guys are 3 yards down the field after the ball snapped.
Big tug, Heyman.
Yeah, it's Heyman, Gibson.
Need another push right here.
Perkins, Wagaman. Again, Coletti back there. And they'll give it to Cootie again. He'll just dive over. And if he doesn't have it, he's right at the sticks.
He said we got it.
They flipped the 4th down over, but I think he's about a half a yard short. Coach, I'm getting right under center and just pushing the pile here.
Yeah, them big boys in the front, they just going to their knees.
Yeah,
that's why Barrett tripped over him.
Here we go. Slay Gardner gets under center again. 4th and we'll call it a half a yard. Wagaman slides over, and they'll hand it to Barrett Cootie, and Barrett's got the first down.
He's got to have it this time.
More than enough. Looks like he got about 3 or 4 yards, and the Eagles move the chains with 1:20 left to play in the third quarter. Clock begins to wind. 1:15 to play here in quarter number 3. Eagles on the move. I believe they are in the red zone. I believe they're about the 17-yard line, Coach. We'll call it. They'll hand it to Janice. Big hole. He spins out of a tackle and falls forward for about 7 or 8. He's inside the 10. And, Coach, this offensive line is starting to kind of set the tone here on this drive. Eagles trying to capitalize on a turnover. Janice gets about 7 of the 10 there on first down. Again, just tough running, and the offensive line has kind of started to establish themselves here on this drive. They're back in that power-heavy formation. Slay Gardner hands it to Janice, and this time Grand Lake all over it there. But I think Janice does pick up about a yard or 2.
Yeah, the problem was we ran right. The blockers ran right by the defensive guys. Shoot. Be 3rd and short.
3rd and short. Coach, I don't know about doing it here, but
I know I'd almost go long count right here.
Well, Coach, I was thinking if you're Slay Gardner, you could probably keep that on a bootleg and nobody be there. But we'll see as the quarter comes to a close, and after 3, Grand Lake 14, Rosepine 6. Eagles will have the football in a 3rd and short when we come out of the quarter timeout. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Weaver Motors, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealership, 603 South Margaret Avenue in Kirbyville, Texas, is the dealership for you. If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, they're only a short, scenic drive across the Sabine River from west central Louisiana. A great sales team working to provide you a great price followed by great service. That's Weaver Motors, Kirbyville, serving the area since 1974. Call them at 409-423-4623 That's 409-423-4623. We're in the drop.
Back here out of the quarter break. We move to the fourth quarter at McKee-McCain Stadium where the Eagles trail Grand Lake 14-6, but they have the football in a third and about 1 deep into Hornet territory. Sean Larken with you. Coach Glen Granger to my right, Mike Cole back in studio. Again, a Thursday night for the second straight week here of the regular season.
Yeah, 3rd down and 1 on the 8-yard line.
So 3rd and 1 from the 8. Again, this drive started at the Grand Lake 30 after Rosepine forced a fumble that was recovered
by Broussard.
By Carson Broussard. Again, they've been playing with Firehead, the Hornets, and this time Rosepine able to get on the football. So a 3rd and 1. Like I said, Coach, I'd like to see Slay pull it here. And this time they'll hand it to Barrett Cootie.
And got the first down. He's still going.
He's inside the 5.
Inside the 5.
So again, Coach, you can see those legs working, the offensive line staying up, and Barrett Cootie just following his blockers, and that'll move the chains.
Be 1st and goal from the 5.
And you said it too, Coach. They're not really paying attention to the tight end in this formation, so you could probably throw a dump pass over everyone. But again, they are running it right down Grand Lake's throat here, looking to punch it in. They'll hand it to Janice, and he fights forward. Looks like he's at about the 2-yard line, and that'll set up a 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Janice got to have them high knees, get over them bodies all on the ground.
Yeah, because those, like you said, all those offensive linemen are just cutting those defensive linemen on the snap. As again, this front of Rosepine starting to wear on that Hornets defense. They've been there a while,
right?
And it ain't been soft and east to west, Coach. It's been physical. As we are 1 minute into the 4th here, they'll hand it off.
Touchdown.
And Janice over the top into the end zone for the touchdown. And Coach, he showed off the bunnies there as he dives over. You said
he's run the same play.
As a 2-yard touchdown run, Devin Janice's 2nd of the night. Because that time he had to get over the top, and
he had to get airborne there.
He does just that, and that'll make it a 14-12 game. Eagles offense staying out there to try to tie this one up. You said run the same thing. I'm trying to think this time, though, you could maybe do that bootleg, and Slay might walk in. We'll see what they go here. They're in the heavy formation. And we got a flag down, and so some movement possibly. That'll make this try even harder, as it will be against the Eagles. So that is Riker Blackman, who didn't come quite set there.
Need to go with a different formation, Cole.
Yeah, so now that'll back them up 5, and this will make that try a little bit harder. What you don't want to do is burn a timeout here. I don't think the play clock's winding, so you're good there. Now it starts. So 25 seconds. They're in the heavy formation. Coach, this might be when you throw the dump pass.
Might throw the pass now.
Lonsberry in a 3-point stance down there.
Bootleg, there he is, wide open.
And Slay
throw the ball.
Will throw it into the end zone.
It's
caught for the touchdown, and it is Lonsberry in the back of the end zone. Coach, you were screaming, pleading for it. You saw it right out of the gate. We pretty much called it up here as well, and we are tied here at McKee-McCain Stadium.
Slay's hurt on the sideline.
Again, Coach, he held it until the last minute, and there's bodies all over the field. Coach, you had one of the linemen in the end zone that was down. As the Eagles tied up, Slay is now up without his helmet on the sideline celebrating. And again, the Eagles have tied it up after making the 2-point try a little bit harder on the penalty.
Yeah, I mean, he was wide open right away.
You could see it. We talked about it. If they run anything else, they're going to have their pick. And they ran the little tight end waggle there, and Lonsberry gets in, and we are tied at 14. So Eagles will kick off
Do not need to kick it to Vasquez.
10:53 to play. We are knotted at 14 apiece. So got a good one here. At McKee McCain Stadium. 14-all. Grand Lake has been shut out since the 5:15 mark of the first quarter. A low line drive. That one off the hands of Vasquez. It'll be picked up by the quarterback, LeBeau. He sheds a couple of tackles, and he is brought down just shy of the 45. Looks like maybe they'll mark it at the 44. Coach, that was near disaster again. It kind of ricocheted off of Vasquez. He might have been looking for an opportunity or a hole there before he fully caught it. As, again, it was a low liner, but no harm done. Grand Lake will start with decent field position. 10:45 to play in the ballgame. They'll get it at their own 44. So Rosepine, after going down 14-0 early, Coach, I said it, looked eerily similar to the East Beauregard game. They've got back on the bounce beam and tied us up as they'll go to McFarland, and he is hit. He is stoned after a couple of yards. And his Priest there. Coach Priest has had an impact here in this one up front. Caleb Priest, one of those linemen up front. We got Coletti up front as well. Barrett Cootie's been playing a ton of snaps as well up there.
Slitting hard in there now.
Yeah, they've been subbing him in and out. Like it's, again.
Yeah, you need to give Wagaman.
Yeah, you got to give those offensive linemen that you kind of leaned on a break. And these other guys coming in have been more than capable. So a second and about 8. As a lot of movement up front, they may get Grand Lake because it looked like one of the guards on the right side might have moved his head, and that could have caused the neutral zone infraction. We'll see, because I do think they're gonna get Grand Lake here first, Coach. It looked down like we're right down the line of scrimmage in the press box, and I saw the white helmet go forward. So this will be interesting, and this is a big call if you could get the Hornets behind the chains even more.
Well, what it was is that Grand Lake's offensive line was in a 2-point stance, and then
they were on the
quarterback, went through his cadence.
And they call in coaching on Rosepine, but
when they went down to a 3-point stance, that's when we jumped off sides.
There was some movement there, but they'll get the Eagles. So that'll push Grand Lake further into Rosepine territory with a free 5. Yeah, you see, I saw the movement initially there, but again, everybody pointed to everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll make it about a 2nd and 2. LeBeau with the football. His Hornets offense looking to take the lead. He's in the shotgun.
Nope. He moved that time.
They're on the hard count.
Number 76.
Kyle Welch. Coach, let's just say Kyle Welch is the easiest name to pronounce on this Grand Lake offensive line. Look, if you're trying to win a game of Scrabble, you can pick about 3 of these guys, and you will probably win the game. When I tell you, there are some incredible names. There are about multiple players with at least 12 letters in their last name.
Yeah, number 55 and number 63.
That's it, Coach. So now about a 2nd and 7 after the penalty backs him up. Play action, looking to throw over the far sideline. It's caught. And quickly on the tackle.
Looks like good enough for a first down.
That's Daxton Waxter there. And, Vasquez does have enough for the first down. Into Eagle territory he goes. Yeah, Coach. Number 63, and I'll count it out for you. He's got 10 letters in his last name.
Vers Y Belt.
Close.
Oh.
Eagles jump but get back, and they will snap it. They'll hand it off, and pretty good tackle there. That may be no gain. Lawrence Funk, one of his few carries. He got one in the first quarter, but this time he gets a yard. Yeah, Coach, I ain't even going to get you to try that second one, but Vezerveld is the first one, I believe, is what I was told. The second one is Bossy Gallopi. There's 11 letters in that one.
That must be Italian.
It's got to be, Coach. I could go for some Italian right here. So 2nd and 9 after the 1-yard gain. And a little miscommunication on the snap, and they're bringing some pressure. And Sandoval nearly comes up with the interception, but it's caught by Vasquez. He's still on his feet, breaks out of a tackle, still fighting for more. Ball is out. Eagles football.
Yeah.
Right place, right time. We've called his name a few times.
This time,
Caleb
Broussard ripped it out of his hands.
So nearly intercepted and then caught and then a near touchdown. But again, that's why you never quit on the play. Carson Broussard with the strip and right place, right time. Caleb Priest falls on an Eagle football after that one had gone a long ways by Vasquez. Again, it was a near interception. I believe Sandoval was over here. He broke on the route immediately.
Yeah, I thought he had it intercepted the way he broke on the ball.
So Rosepine takes over, I believe, at their own 24. So the fourth turnover by Grand Lake.
What are they talking about?
He wasn't down, that's for sure. And forward progress wasn't stopped because he was breaking tackles.
Right.
And the Eagle offense is on the field, so they're going to get the football. So we've seen Broussard recover a fumble, and now he forces another.
One.
So the big plays that weren't there for the Eagle defense last week have shown up here. They've got 4 turnovers. Back in the heavy formation they go. Slay Gardner under center. He'll hand it off to Devin Janice. And it is Janice trying to bounce it outside, and he is wrangled down. That is a pretty good tackle there by Lawrence Falk, one of the linebackers. They have the football out of the pile, but whistles had blown. 8.5 minutes to play in the game. Rosepine looking to take the lead after Grand Lake's 4th turnover.
Now, I was always told if you ripped a guy's helmet off, that should be a face guard.
I could go back to Sunday's game against the Cardinals when Kyler Murray's helmet got ripped off, not by the face mask, under the ear hole, and it was a face mask penalty. Again, you don't have to touch it. You can rip any part of the helmet.
Yeah.
Instead, it's about a 3-yard gain. So Janice does turn something into nothing. And whistles blow, and we'll have some movement and flag down. Coach, you said it best. Brent Bourget, one of the linemen. And look, Coach, you're able to kind of dictate what you do here at the line of scrimmage in this heavy package, but penalties, we said it, it's tough.
Yeah.
To put yourself behind the sticks, and especially after a big momentum swinging play, you want to keep the momentum and maybe march this thing down and take a lead. And Gardner looking to throw. He's got it. There's Lonsberry, makes the catch, and he'll be tackled just shy of midfield. Again, the dump pass has been open a couple of times, Coach, and Lonsberry gets the crowd fired up. First down, Eagles. They'll move the chains. That's a big play again. Behind the chains on 2nd and long.
Well, Gardner must be listening to the radio because...
Yeah, Coach. I think Coach Gardner's got us on as we have pretty much dialed it up for him. And now that forces those linebackers to kind of respect it.
Yeah, that secondary is not going to be on the line of scrimmage like they have been.
Now first down. They'll hand it to Barracuda. He bounces it outside. He is into Hornet territory, and he'll be shoved out of bounds. And another first down for the Rosepine Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles are playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of momentum right now, Sean.
Yeah, again, you just had to break into the end zone, and you've seen this offense start to kind of move it. Again, it's still at times has been a back and forth, as we'll have a timeout. Not the hydration break.
You see a lot of Grand Lake players with their hands on their hips.
Yeah, and it's, again, we got 3 guys tying their shoe on Rosepine's. So about 19 seconds ran off of the game clock. I thought they said 33. No, never mind. Only 9 seconds. 7:23 on the game clock. Eagles with the football into the Hornet territory. And they're playing a 1st and 10. Looks like the ball is right at the 36. And another handoff. And Barracuda is starting to impose his will on the Grand Lake defense, as that's 2 big runs there.
Yeah, he's got the freshest legs.
I was going to say, Coach, he didn't go through summer workouts or anything.
That's the, you know what that is, Coach? That's like the old vet guys. Like, I'm going to retire. Just kidding. I'm coming back. I didn't want to go to training camp. He's playing the long game, Coach.
But you know, Sean,
fresh.
I seen Baird all summer, and
man.
I promise you, he was working out.
He was working and having a really good baseball summer as well. And it's time they'll hand it off and a couple of yards, but then stood up by a host of Hornet defenders. And it's Janice that time. They hadn't been able to get him much, Coach. They made him pay for that carry, but he's been dealing out the damage here. Is there 6.5 minutes to play in the ball game, tied at 14. Rosepine trying to take the lead after forcing their fourth turnover on defense.
Boy, it'd be a good time to go long count right here.
And Coach, it's a 3rd down and 4. And you just hope your offensive line can.
Because you know they pinning their ears back. They coming.
They've got the box loaded up. As there are 5 seconds left on the play clock.
Timeout.
And I think they see it. I think they see it, Coach. I hope so. I was going to say, there's a bunch of people looking at the clock, and we do have a timeout. We'll take it with them. 5:58 to play. Well, Coach, it's also the hydration break, so maybe they didn't have to use one.
Maybe so.
So we'll see. It looks like it could be the hydration break. 5:58 to play, tied at 14. Eagles on the move. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Are you looking for the perfect mix for seafood, burgers, and everything in between? Look no further than the Catfish Hut in DeRidder. Open Tuesday through Saturday, serving up freshly cooked fish, shrimp, and oysters that will make your mouth water. You can dive into the fresh salad bar that is prepared daily, or you can check out some of their daily lunch specials every weekday. Planning a celebration? Catfish Hut has a large party room that is perfect for birthdays, reunions, meetings, and so much more. Swing by and grab a bite to eat any Tuesday through Saturday. That's Catfish Hut in DeRidder, where great food and good times await.
Back here at McKean Stadium, Coach, I got a text from Coach Justin Reed. He said we're doing a great job. So we've got at least one listener tonight. At least one.
Thank you, Just.
The other might be Coach Gardner, offensive coordinator for the Eagles. As Coach, we've been dialing up here in the press box, and he seems to be listening in. Somebody's probably got their phone out playing us down there. Pleasure to be with you. This has been a good one. Again, the Eagles went down early, 14-0. They've responded with 14 unanswered. Now have a 3rd and about 4 as the clock will wind after the hydration break. Slay Gardner back under center. He'll move Wagaman over to the left in that power T formation. Next to Barrett Cootie. They'll hand it to Barrett Cootie. He runs into a defender, slits out for the moment, but then a host of Grand Lake Hornets finish him off there. Zach Manuel, the safety. I believe Everett Briggs in there playing defensive tackle.
4th and 2, Sean.
Brendan Alleman in there as well.
And linemen got to do their job right here.
4th and 2, biggest play of the game. 5:20 left. Rosepine trying to keep this drive going. 4th and 2, they go the hard count. Good job by Grand Lake there not to jump as everybody stays still. Coach, I smell a hamburger or something.
Running out of time. Got to have to call timeout.
Yep, it looks like Rosepine will call the timeout here. As the play clock dwindles down. Again, try to draw
them hamburgers smelling good right now.
Coach, I thought it was over. I thought you stopped serving after the 3rd. Maybe that's just alcohol in the NFL games. I don't know. But it does smell pretty good. A timeout, Rosepine. We'll take a 30-second break with them. Tied at 14. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Healthcare is so important. That's why choosing the right pharmacy is just as important as seeing the right doctor. You want someone who treats you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way Pharmacy right here in Leesville is just that place. Thrifty Way Pharmacy is locally owned and operated by a caring and knowledgeable staff that will treat you and your family just like family. Thrifty Way cares for our community. Come home. Come to Thrifty Way Pharmacy. Thrifty Way Health Mart, caring for you and about you. Thrifty Way, your hometown choice.
We are back here at McKean Stadium. We've got another listener, Coach. Johnny Welburn's tuned in. He said he would have stayed, but got 3 tests. Somebody in the household, one of the kids has tests. So big 4th down and 2 here for Slay Gardner and the Eagles. And we've got movement. Yeah, it looks like Janice was trying to hit it early. Yeah, he said Ashton's got 3 tests. So we're on the air for that. And
what teacher gives a test on a Friday?
Coach, I don't know.
Come on.
Well, you know what it is. I think she go. I think she's at Cornerstone, and they don't got a football. So that's what it is. That's the next step at Cornerstone. They got to get football. So that penalty will push the Eagles back and make this a 4th and 7. And Coach, you heard that Thrifty Way ad in our ear. I don't know if you saw today, but at Thrifty Way deridder, somebody ran into the building.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody's okay there. Again, we've been there at Rosepine Family Pharmacy.
Yep.
So 4th and 7 now after the penalty. Still biggest play of the ball game to date. And the waggle, they'll go up top. Gardner trying to find a man downfield. A lot of jockeying for position. Lonsberry's, he can jockey for the flag all he wants. He's not getting the call there, as that was, again, pretty well covered, and that'll be a turnover on down. So the 4th and 2 penalty pushes you back, and again, they've been running a lot of offense out of this formation. You don't have a whole lot of pass plays out of it, and that'll kill the drive with 4:56 to play.
Maybe we can get another turnover, Sean.
So Grand Lake will take over at their own 33 with 4:56 to play. And you said it, Coach. Eagles could use one here after Grand Lake turned it over their previous drive. They'll run the end around to Vasquez. Slips a tackle, and he's got a lot of green grass. Robinson over there breaks down, and what a tackle in the open field by Josh Robinson. Coach, he might have saved the touchdown.
Yes.
Again, there weren't a whole lot of guys in green jerseys on that.
He's done that a couple of
far
times
side.
tonight.
If he doesn't make that tackle, Vasquez has his 3rd touchdown, but into Eagle territory go the Hornets to the Rosepine 44 after the long play on the end around by Keelan Vasquez. He's a pretty good-looking player, and he was moving there. He wasn't even set. They'll hand it off to McFarland, who gets about 4 or 5. But, Coach, you can see it from here. Vasquez wasn't even set. He was still moving, so the refs missed that one.
Yeah, we need to get Baird back in there at the end on the other side.
Yeah, and here he comes, number 33. He'll get Wagaman out, which, again, if you're Rosepine, you've got a lot of these guys playing both ways.
Right.
You need to keep them fresh. 2nd and 7 for the Hornets. And they'll go on the ground here. Nice cutback by McFarland. He is into the 2nd level. He's tackled by Barrett Cootie. A yard shy of the 1st down. Looks like he got right to the 35. 4 minutes to play in the ball game. And it looks like he'll be about a yard short. And the ball does sit right at the 35. Clearly 4-down territory if you're Grand Lake as well. But
definitely,
you'd like, if you're Rosepine, to make this a little bit harder. They'll try a 3rd down. And a lot of movement there. The
number 4.
Yeah, I was going to say Falk in the backfield flinched. We'll see who they get. Again, if you're Rosepine, you'd love.
But the head man didn't throw it. Line judge threw that one, so it's going to be against us.
Yeah, I was going to say, you saw the movement in the backfield by Falk. Kind of rocked forward, but again, a lot of action on the.
Because they called Janice on that a while ago.
Yeah, on the 4th down play. This will be a big break either way for either team. Again, a penalty against Rosepine gives the Hornets a 1st down. Penalty against Grand Lake will back them up and make this 3rd down a 3rd and 6. A lot of discussion here by the officials. You just want to get it right if you're the Crew, and here's the white hat. And it'll be encroachment on the Eagles. So that'll be a 1st down for Grand Lake with 3:38 to play. And again, Coach, it's just all about keying the football. I know you want to be aggressive, but that's 3 or 4 at least. And if you're Grand Lake, you probably go with the hard count again. Clock will wind. The play clock, I believe. There it goes. Game clock 3:38. And tied at 14, Grand Lake on the move into Eagle territory. Ball sits at the 35 or the 30-yard line. I'm sorry. And they'll go ground again. McFarland unable to break through to the 2nd level, but he does have a couple. Looks like they'll mark him around the 28. And the clock continues to run. And Coach, something to factor in is Luke Wainwright kicking field goals.
Right.
I mean, Coach, that's a weapon. If you can get down there.
Yeah.
they're going to try one if the down and distance presents itself. If you're 4th and 8 from the 25, you'll probably line one up. I believe he made one from 37 last year is what I had read. They'll go quarterback power. LeBeau looking for some running room, and he is up near the marker. Looks like he's well past the first down marker, so the chains will move, the clock as well. Grand Lake marching down deeper into Rosepine territory. Looks like it's at the 16. Right. The nose of the football looks to be on the 16.
Yeah, it does.
McFarland in the backfield. LeBeau in the gun. Vasquez split out to the near side. They'll run the power the other way, looking to stretch it out as the defense of Rosepine breaking through into the second level. And ball's out, and we'll see who's on it.
Oh, he fell right back on it.
I believe LeBeau fell right back on it. We had a couple of Rosepine defenders in the area.
In the end zone.
And it looks like the officials still getting together, but the ball came out. And again, a couple of green jerseys in the area. LeBeau might have fell back on it. And that'll be a touchdown because he does fall on it in the end zone. Again, it was either going to be a touchdown or a touchback. And J.J. LeBeau with a rushing touchdown. I believe that was a 16-yard gain, I believe. And now...
And by running the quarterback the way they did, Sean, they was, like you said, they were trying to get close enough for Wainwright, and they just scored a touchdown.
And he was able to slip through a couple of tackles, and now Wainwright lines up for the extra point. This could be factoring in here. We have a miss. Snaps down. Hold is good. And, Coach, he might have kicked that one to Pickering High School.
Oh, yeah.
That one is good.
The bus yard.
Yeah, that was absolutely hammered. And now 2:32 to play in the ballgame. Grand Lake scores for the first time since the first quarter. They lead the Eagles 21-14. You're listening to the high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.
Hello, I'm Jacob McKee, owner of McKee Agency, and we're here to kick off the football season with peace of mind. At McKee Agency, we know the game isn't just about touchdowns. It's about protecting your team, too. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we've got the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Our expert agents are here to help you tackle any challenge so you can focus on cheering for your favorite team. Score big with McKee Agency, your choice for insurance. Call us today and get a free quote, 337-238-2832. Because every play counts, and so does every policy. McKee Agency, where protection is our game plan.
So, just like last week, quarterback J.J. LeBeau has a rushing touchdown, this time from 16 yards out, and it's a big one. It gives the Grand Lake Hornets a 21-14 lead over Rosepine. As the extra point was true, Luke Wainwright, he is pretty much automatic.
And we're not a big play team, Sean.
As this one kicked end over end, and it will roll into the end zone for a touchback. Again, Coach, when you don't allow any returns, that is just an extra weapon that a lot of teams would love to have, and we talked about it. They would have probably been content with bleeding the clock and looking to kick a field goal, but the quarterback does it himself and has his second rushing touchdown on the season, and now the Rosepine Eagles will start. 2:32 on the clock, and they'll start from their own 30. And with the personnel out there, looks like they're going with the SWAT heavy-looking formation again, Coach.
No, we go.
And now they split them out. I see Jacob out there. I was thinking I saw a couple of receivers, but now we're going back into the shotgun. Hadn't seen much of that since the first half, but Rosepine, again, going to need some big plays. Slay Gardner gets the snap. Looking to go up top. He'll heave this one up. Brenham Cheney is thrown down, and that's nearly intercepted, but it doesn't matter because it's down, Coach. We're good. He threw it immediately. Yeah, Cheney was blown to the ground. Yeah, Coach, I've seen
I'm not going to say the R word on it.
Coach, we get away with a couple of stuff, but he Oh, yeah, thank you, Coach. We'd have both been fired. Or actually, I'd have pinned it all on you. I'd still be here by myself. But, yeah, there was a deep ball. And, again, they were fighting for position, but
Yeah.
That was, Manuel just literally grabbed Brennan Cheney by the jersey and threw him down and nearly intercepted it, but it was all for naught. You wish it would have been a spot foul because they'd have been in midfield.
Yeah, like the pros.
Instead, they'll move it up 15. I'm sorry, it looks like, right, Coach?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
there we go.
35.
Yeah, they started at the 20, so 15. Little pump and go. They've got a man out there. It's Cheney, and hit as he throws was Gardner, so that play is blown up before we could see the potential there, but Cheney looked like he had a step. That was LeBeau playing safety back here. He was in a retreat mode because a lot of that eye candy there at the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10. Again, you hate to see tip passes at the line and guys that get hit as they throw because you never know. As that one was developing into something potentially special here. 2 receivers to the near side. Cheney in the slot. And they'll go to Colt Hayes. And Hayes, that play blown up, tried to run a little screen to him. And, again, after a really good game last week, Colt Hayes kind of been quiet this week, just a catch. And now that sets up a 3rd and 10. Again, Eagles trail 21-14. But, I said they started on the 30. They started on the 20, but then the 15-yard penalty gets it to the 35, and that's where they will play a 3rd and 10. Need to get at least half of it here, Coach. They'll go to the air again. Slay Gardner breaks out for a moment, and he is thrown forward for a couple of yards. And it won't be a sack, but it will be minimal yardage. So now, with 2 minutes and counting, the Eagles will call a timeout and think about the best play they can here to get the 9 they need. We'll take a 30-second break. Eagles trying to stay in it. They trail by 7. You're listening to High School Football Game of the Week on today's Country 105.7.
Answer the call. Become an EMT in 12 weeks. Acadian Ambulance and the National EMS Academy are looking for dedicated people just like you to join their upcoming EMT class. With hybrid training, you can become a certified medic and start saving lives. EMT positions are open right here in central Louisiana and across our 4-state service area. This isn't just a job, it's a calling. Seats are limited, so don't wait. Visit becomeamedic.com to get started. That's becomeamedic.com.
So this pretty much is your ball game right here, Coach.
Yeah, I'd almost run a reverse pass.
Yeah, you've got to kind of do something, just maybe, misdirection type, or just kind of get some combination routes that will give you some time.
We don't need a long pass. We just need 8 yards, get a first down, get a new series.
2 minutes exactly on the clock here. Again, Rosepine burns the timeout, so this is essentially the ball game. 4th and a long 8. Eagles trying to stay in this. Trips to the near side. It's Barracuda, Brenham Cheney, and Colt Hayes. They'll throw it to Cheney over the middle, and he's got the first down by a yard. Coach, they ran the clear out, and Cheney just kind of sat down in the void and hung on. Again, had a drop last week, but hangs on and takes the shot there. Eagles get it by a yard, Coach, and the chains move. 1:53 to play. Ball sits at the 45-yard line. Yeah, the chains need to move. It's either a first down.
Exactly.
It's either a first down or it's Grand Lakes football, and everybody but the guys over there on the far side. He actually got an extra yard too. They spot. That's not a good spot. Okay, there we go. They gave him the first, but he actually got up across the 45. And chains.
Let's go. Move the chains.
What is happening over there? Luckily, the clock's going to stop.
Grand Lakes over there wanting them to measure.
That's a first down. They gave him a pretty poor spot, actually.
Yeah, it was.
About a half a yard. Because, again, you started at the 35. You needed to get to the 45, and you got a yard past it. Instead, the ball's at the 45. Grand Lake coming. They'll throw it out quick, and, again, the pressure aided the errant throw there by Slay Gardner as he had to get that one out quick. Cheney running an out route here. If he was able to get it to him, Coach, he had some space.
Yeah.
But, again, you got to credit that Hornet defense. They came in hot as – Coach, I'm not even going to try to pronounce 55's name again as it's Bossy Gallopy.
He came in.
Sounds good to me.
As did Luke St. Romain, one of the linebackers.
Yeah, Grand Lake's just standing 4 yards back, and then they're pinning their ears, and they're coming.
Gardner looking to throw. And this one's intercepted right into the hands of Falk, and he is all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. And that, well, Coach, we got a flag down right here at the 30. And if that's on Grand Lake, that could move the chains, but we'll see. Coach, big decision here for the moment. Lawrence Falk has taken it to the house on an interception, but did someone hold up front, defensively?
Yeah, it can't be on us.
Yeah, that play was kind of blown up there from the start, if anything. We'll see. Oh, so they call it a touchdown.
Then it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct.
So Jaron Perkins. So that is the pick six, and Jaron Perkins picks up the the personal foul penalty. Not sure what happened after the play, but again, you got to credit Falk. He just kind of read it and jumped in front of the out. Rosepine had been running the outs pretty much all drive, and he just kind of stayed home. And
he didn't even rush.
Nope. And
he just watched the quarterback's eyes.
And Coach, that's a sophomore out there making a heady play, but again, that is about a 40-yard pick six, and that pretty much puts a nail in the coffin here. As lining up for the extra point. It's been pretty automatic. Wainwright, snap down, hold is good, and the kick is through. So a pick six by linebacker Lawrence Falk pretty much gives Grand Lake the cushion they need. 28-14, 90 seconds to play. We'll be right back on today's Country 105.7.
Buying, selling, or refinancing your home? Let the Rethink Title Company work for you. Have a commercial real estate transaction? We can do that too. With over 35 years experience as a full-service real estate title company, we strive to provide personal attention and efficient results throughout the entire settlement process, giving you peace of mind. Give us a call at 337-404-4060 or stop by our office at 116 East Lula Street in Leesville. The team at Rethink Title are proud supporters of our area students and athletes and wish the best of luck on their future endeavors.
Back here at McKee-McCain Stadium, where Grand Lake puts the nail in the coffin, and they'll move up the penalty yardage, so they'll be kicking off in Rosepine territory from the 45, and I'm sure we'll see Luke Wainwright maybe just kick it as far as he can. We may lose this one. Football, it may go into the bus yard, but Grand Lake now leads 28-14 with 1:33 to play in the ball game. Again, Rosepine on the move. Got it near midfield after converting a fourth down. And Wainwright kicks this one through the uprights, I believe. And it'll be a touchback. So,
once again, Sean, people going to look at the score tomorrow that weren't at the game, and they're going to say, well, Grand Lake put it on Rosepine, but that's not the story tonight.
No, look, it's just the little things. Just execution, and staying onside, obviously. Lining up and then just the kind of finite details that make you win a game, separates winning and losing. And look, you have to have a couple of bounces go your way,
right?
Surely, but they always say luck is preparation, and just the opportunity when it meets preparation. So Gardner playing catch up here, throws this one, it'll be caught, and that's Cheney on the out route. Had a couple of guys over there on the near sideline, and Cheney comes up with that one again. Cheney, what a great catcher on that 4th and 8. And Slay put it on the money there, so it quickly.
What, another flag?
As the officials get together, I didn't see the flag.
Yeah, he just picked it up. Oh, give me a break.
An eligible man downfield. We've seen that a couple of times too, Coach. Didn't see it a whole lot last week, though. So, and if it's 44, Riker Blackman's the H-back. So, unless he was covered, which I think he would know. So that'll negate the Brenham Cheney reception and pin the Eagles back into a 2nd and long situation with 1:25 to play. But, yeah, I mean, unless he was covered, but you kind of declare yourself on or off out wide, so I'm not sure. That's a good thing about getting to watch the film. You can see these things after and figure out maybe what went wrong there. Blackman is the inside receiver in the trips to the near sideline. 1st and 20. And Gardner trying to get out of a jam back in the backfield. He'll throw this over the middle into double coverage. That one skips to the intended receiver, incomplete. 2nd and 15 for the Eagles. You said it, Coach. It's 14-14, and Grand Lake hadn't scored since the first quarter.
Right.
Eagles settled in, and it's just, taking advantage of the opportunity. You get 4 turnovers in a game, you expect to probably win. Eagles hadn't turned it over.
Right, except for that interception.
And the one interception leads to a touchdown directly, and that's been the difference. Look, you're going to come out of this +3 in the turnover margin and lose by double digits. That's kind of unheard of, really. But, that's where Rosepine sits here. And that one tipped at the line of scrimmage, and pretty good play there to break it up. That is Marcus Brothers. He's fired up down there. Again, 1:16 to play in this one. Eagles will actually play on a Friday next week. We talked about the aforementioned Kinder Yellow Jackets. That's where they'll be. And it'll be on Friday. I believe it was a Thursday last year, I think. Can't remember, though, Coach. We played Saturdays and everything last year. Janice gets it. He's got a lot of running room. Slips off a couple of tackles. Still on his feet. Falls forward. He'll pick up a good chunk of the penalty yardage and some. Clock moves. 1 minute remaining. Again, this one all but sorted out here. And you said it, Coach. It's going to be a 2-score game, but Eagles had the ball tied.
Right.
With
I mean,
chance.
like you said, Sean, Grand Lake hadn't scored since the first quarter, and then they scored 2 touchdowns within a couple of minutes.
Yep. Actually, it would be 2 touchdowns in 1 minute.
Yep.
2:32 and 1:33 was the clock. So we have one more timeout on the field, and like we said, one more game tonight in the area. Maryville had Benton at home. And again, our game here. And tomorrow night, a full slate. East Fogo's Topalousas Catholic. Overland at home against Bolton Academy. Oakdale has Welsh. Welsh lost to Kinder in week 1. Kinder's at home against Iota. South Bow, their home opener against Washington Marion. And the Pickering Red Devils have Montgomery coming in. Getting Pickering 1-0. I put up 56 last week. That's half 100 over there for the Red Devils. And, again, Leesville at Tioga. Coach, there may be 100 put up there as well. As Leesville can score it, that's still a certainty, even without – and I didn't mention this. I was going to mention this in pregame, and I forgot to mention it Tuesday, as we'll call this 4th down for you and then get to my thought that I've held on to since I pulled out of the parking lot on Wednesday. Slay Gardner looks left, throws right, and that one behind Jacob Norris, incomplete. So it'll be a turnover on downs. We'll see Grand Lake just kneel it away. So when we were recapping our college football segment, I went over a bunch of scores. We talked LSU. We talked, all the games, Florida, USF. I didn't mention that there was a game up in Minnesota that got really out of hand, and that was Minnesota Northwestern State.
Right.
And they actually ended the game early with lightning. I think it was 66-0, and they called it.
Really?
But I want to shout out Xavier Ford. He got 2 carries for 10 yards in the game. So, Coach, there's if you go look at that box score, and we knew this going in, there's about 8 running backs on that roster, and they all got a touch. And congrats to Xavier getting his first couple of touches as a collegiate running back. He gets it for the Gophers in a big win against Northwestern State. So, shout out to Xavier again, working hard up there
in Minnesota for Coach P.J. Fleck and the Gophers. One of the cooler mascots and, uniform color combos in college.
Yeah.
It's not quite cold up there yet, but again, weather got really bad. They went ahead and just called it early last week, but I didn't mention that on the broadcast.
Yeah, that's when that front was coming through up there.
Yeah, it got pretty much everybody up in, the north, Midwest, Northeast, as Grand Lake will just go to a knee. And again, Coach, this one, they may have to do it one more time as clock says 30 seconds, play clock at 10.
Well, Sean, I don't know if Grand Lake took our boys too lightly, but I tell you what, our young guys played hard.
Yeah, and look,
they did a great job.
I was thinking, I don't think that's the correct answer, but I think they took them lightly after the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, again, they got up from the jump, with 5 minutes in the quarter, it was 14-0. So I could see pulling off the gas pedal there, but then you turn and look at it, and you're in a football game for another 3 quarters, and you don't score again until, again, 2.5 minutes left in the ball game. That is the final whistle. Teams forming a handshake line at midfield, but kind of getting together right there at the 25, shaking hands as well, so they'll line up. Grand Lake does win this one 28-14. Again, they scored 2 times in the final 2.5 minutes, and the big blow was the pick 6 by Lawrence Falk to put the nail in the coffin on the Eagles' potential comeback. Again, Eagles had chances with the ball tied, and then they moved the ball to midfield with a chance down 7. It's just they made one less play that Grand Lake made.
And like you said, Sean, we had the advantage on the turnover. We had 4, and they had 1, and except their one went touchdown
directly to 7.
Yeah.
And then, that's obviously if you can – look, and we can look at it like this and break it down. They scored on special teams and on defense.
Yeah.
There's 3 levels, 3 phases in the game.
Right.
And you score on all 3, you might win the game, even if you are -3 in the turnover margin. But, again, you won't see a whole lot of football games like we saw tonight, even with the 15-minute delay, and a team -3 in the turnover margin, scoring on all phases of the game, comes out of here with a road win. But, again, the Eagles played hard, come up just short, 28-14 our final. And that'll do it for us here in week 2. Again, Coach, you said it. They played hard. Going to be a tough task next week going to Kinder. We talked about that Kinder team, man. They're loaded with experience, quarterfinal team last year, so they'll be ready. They'll play tomorrow night at Iota. I'm sure there'll be some guys go down to check that game out as well from the Rosepine staff. We're done this week. But, again, if you want to hear some more football, deridder will be up the road, headed to Sabine Parish, take on the Manny Tigers. A couple of 1-0 teams. Manny got a good win against Logansport. They handled them, ran all over them last week. That'll be on 95.7 KROK. Leesville's at Tioga on KJAE 93.5. So we are done here for the week. Next time you'll hear us will be Tuesday on the Gridiron Gumbo Show. We'll recap this game and all the games around the area and get you set for next week. We'll let you know where we'll be. For Coach Glen, Granger, and Mike Holt back in studio, I'm Sean Larken saying good night, so long. Thank you for listening. This has been a high school football game of the week on today's Country 105.7.